There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me Live at National College of Business and Arts. So today we will be joined by speakers from Jobs180.com, Metro Pacific Tollways, Transcom, and AMWSLAI. So before we start, may we invite everyone for a short prayer followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Again, welcome everyone. Ready na ba kayo? National College of Business and Arts. So by the way, my name is Joyce from jobs180.com. I will be your today's host and we are live via Jobs180 Facebook and Jobs180 YouTube page. And we hope that everybody is excited to learn new things today. All right, so to officially start today's session, may we invite Mrs. Nympha C. Robert, our GC Guidance Counselor of NCBA Cubao Campus for the opening remarks.
Hello. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
a blessed afternoon to everyone who are here listening and watching the webinar right now. We welcome the management of NCBA system, the school administrators, faculty and staff, invited guest speakers, students and parents of NCBA Cubao, Fairview and Taytay, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The Guidance and Counseling Center of NCBA system, together with the marketing and placement linkages, would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to jobs180.com, headed by Mr. Kim Chua, with Ms. Shari Mistosamente and Ms. Joyce Katakutan for the partnership in this kind of program. This is our way of serving and providing our students with the right tool to succeed in securing a good job after their graduation. The topics that will be shared today is so valuable. It's almost complete. Kung sa vitamins, ito ay merong A to Z minerals. So imagine from the online application, virtual interviews, new age career possibilities, motivation and productivity is what you will learn today. So, we are asking you to listen attentively to harness the learning you can derive from this webinar. Gusto mo ba kapag nag-apply ka ng work, pinapatawag ka agad or pinatawag ka agad at pinagsisimula ka na sa trabaho? Nabasa pa lang ang resume mo ay na-impress na kaagad at pinagre-report ka na. So that is my question to all our students. Ano kaya ang sikreto? So, this is what we will share. So this is a good opportunity for all of you to listen to the discussion and experiences of the speakers and to capture ideas relevant to your chosen path, which may serve as a guide to your future careers. So our aim is to see the best in you. Good day and God bless. Have a great learning.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nympha, for trusting Jobs 180 to power your events. Thank you so much, ma'am. All right, so as usual for our audience today, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. So please don't forget to tag and share this to your friends too. So kung wala pa po sila dito, please tawagin nyo na para sabay-sabay tayo matuto ngayong session na ito, ngayong hapon na ito. So if you guys are ready, here's our schedule for today. So we have first the online applications using resume link, which will be discussed by jobs180.com. We also have motivation and productivity by MPTC or Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation. We also have new age career possibilities by Transcom and interview tips by AMWSLAI. So again, shout out to everyone who's here na. Again, please comment your name, your year, and your course, and as we go along, type in your questions so we can read it later. So sabi ko nga, wag kayong mahiyang magtanong. This is your chance to ask before you face the real adulting thing or the world of work. All right, so medyo mahaba-habang ating session for today. So sit back, relax, and let us #learn all together for this afternoon. And kilalanin na po natin ang ating unang speaker. So for our first topic, which is online applications using resume link, our first speaker has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 plus career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. The managing director from jobs180.com, Mr. Kim Chua. Sir Kim, take it away.
Allow to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag natin resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala tong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat. This should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay? More than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create. Example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito. patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So, how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay, lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay yung phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools, yung nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating ko sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gaano karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam nyo, din dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now, at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. Na ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano yung ebidensya na graduate na kayo later? Diploma. Diba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo. Diba? Certificate, diploma, yan. Ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NCBA clearance, police clearance, diba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Ang ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan. Meron kang driver's license. O, diba? So, gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is, you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay. Ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Anong gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng magandang kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using resume link is your cover photo. Yes. A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-isulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Ina sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na akit bahigang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay, make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pag nakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan, blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper, na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So, hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR, for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang gano'n na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam nyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si eye expert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay rin ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step, like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design, diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin? Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pag-process sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila, real-time. As in real-time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position na in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala lang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan. Hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo. Update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No, maliliit lang, parang business card na dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secure na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganon. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it, enter, save it, real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email me here sa info@jobs180.com, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Sir Kim, for discussing about resume link. So for the audience and this NCBA, so if you have questions po, the floor is now open for questions. So please let us know kung may questions kayo. You can post it on the comment section. Ayan. Hindi na naman real time ang aking ano. Iba talaga pag live. Ganyan talaga, guys. And so while waiting for questions from the audience, Sir Kim, I'll be asking question na po muna. So since NCBA po will have their, I think, May 6 tama, no, Sir Kim, virtual career fair. So of course, for sure, curious sila kung paano gagamitin sa Jobs 180 resume like on the day of the job fair.
Okay. So, una sa lahat, remind ko lang mga nakikinig ngayon to create a resume link because you get a lot of benefits. One of which is you don't have to wait until the job fair para maghanap ng trabaho or para magkaroon ng opportunities, no, sa trabaho. When you create your resume link, you will be getting na possible job matches. Depende pa sa profile mo yan, dun sa hinahanap ng companies. So, dun pa lang, lamang na kaagad, di ba? You have a head start. You get those invitation. And it's up to you na if you want to entertain those invitations or not. That's one practical benefit. The other benefit is that you'll be getting a lot of reminders and invitations sa mga ganitong events kagaya ng webinars natin ngayon that's happening now, and also be happening we'll also be having them for the future events natin dito sa NCBA. Hindi lang po pang webinar, pati na rin po sa virtual career fair. Yan po yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Joyce na pagdating po sa virtual career fair, when you have a resume link, it will be easier because all you need to do is just submit your resume link to those companies. And whatever those companies will be asking from you later on, kasi may mga kanya-kanyang kumpanya, may kanya-kanya po yung mga requirements, mas mabilis po ninyo mapaprocess because all you need to do is just attach it sa loob ng portfolio ninyo or yung mga document section na lang kung may kinakailangan pa sila. Di ba? So, doon pa lang, marami ng benefits. So, gumawa ka na ng resume link. Di ba? Ngayon pa lang, gawa na. So, while you wait for, or while you get those invitation ahead. Okay?
All right, thank you so much, Sir Kim. Also, we encourage the students po to create resume link as early as now kasi may mga students na after the job fair, saka pa lang sila gumagawa ng resume link. So, sayang yung opportunity, guys, yung time, and especially after the job fair kasi we release a password po for the attendance. So, madalas itong nakukuha na tawag dito ni Jobs 180 from the job seekers, no? So, as early as now, we encourage po, and I think Miss Nympha po, I think required ang NCBA to create resume link po. So, ayan. So, create na
Tama
kayo
po
na.
yan.
So, guys, if you have questions, meron, curious kayo about resume link, please, now is the time to ask habang nandito pa si Sir Kim, ang ating expert sa resume link, kasi baka mamaya matabunan yung mga questions nyo. Okay. So, another Sir Kim, another question po, excuse me, is of course if they can submit their resume link even after the job fair po. Saan at
Okay.
where link to go po. Ayan.
Okay. When you go to the virtual career fair, exclusive for NCBA, no? Halimbawa, kayo ay taga NCBA, sa mga nakikinig na taga NCBA, ang pupuntahan ninyong link, itong nagsuscroll right now sa screen. You can go to schools.jobs180.com/NCBA. There you can check out opportunities, no? Yung mga iba-ibang kumpanya, iba-iba po mga industry partners ng NCBA, doon nyo po sila makikita. Now, another way that you can do pagdating po sa virtual career fair is that, or para mag-explore pa ng opportunity, is to go to the website of jobs180.com, www.jobs180.com. Yan, pwede nyo rin po yung puntahan para makahanap din iba pang mga companies. Tama po yung sinabi ni Ma'am Joyce, pag kayo po ay pumunta sa virtual career fair, mas maganda po ay handa na kayo. Kumbaga sa laban, 'di ba? Prepared kayo. Hindi yung pagdating doon tsaka pala kayo mangangapa, tsaka pala kayo gagawa ng resume link. Sayang din yung oras, 'di ba? At sa inyo rin naman 'yan, babalik, magba-backfire. Yan po. So, 'yun, remind ko lang na gawa kayo ng resume link.
Alright. So, dapat may bala na kayo bago gera. Hindi yung
By the
gera
way,
muna bago ang bala.
paalala ko rin pala, wala naman pong limit sa dami ng pwedeng applyan. Kasi some of you are wondering, no? Dapat ba mga 10 lang ba a-applyan ko or dapat ba pa isa-isa lang ako mag-apply sa kumpanya, 'di ba? Paalala ko po, no, wala naman limit sa dami ng pwede niyong applyan. You can apply to as many companies and to as many positions that you want to apply to for as long as you do your research first. Yan yung gusto ko i-emphasize, no? Kailangan alamin nyo muna or do your research kung ano yung company, ano yung position na pinapasukan nyo before you even start submitting your information. Because oftentimes, no, pag marami ako na-encounter, ako mismo as an HR, meron ako na-encounter ng mga aplikante, pagka tinanong ko sila, so why did you apply for this position? Ako pa yung tatanungin, ay nag-apply po ba ako sa position na yan? So ako parang, ini-interview ka na nga for that position, you don't even know na in-apply mo pala. Diba? At yung iba pang mga mas malupit pang aplikante, pag tinanong mo, what do you know about the company? And they will just, kamot na lang sa ulo, no? Scratch their head and say, hindi ko po alam sir eh, 'di ba? Oh, pagka ganun, ibig sabihin lang 'yan, hindi ka talaga nag-prepare. Okay? So you have to do your research, learn about the company, 'di ba? Check them out, 'di ba? Alamin nyo, 'di ba? Example na lang 'tong mga company invite natin, 'di ba? We have Tollways, we have NLEX, 'di ba? Yan, North Luzon Expressway natin, 'di ba? Yan, isa yan sa mga ano nila, mga projects nila. 'Di ba? Pag tinanong ka ng HR doon, 'di ba? What do you know about Tollways Corporation? Or pag tinanong ka ng AMWSLAI, 'di ba? Nandiyan din sila mamaya, no? Pati na rin si Transcom, pinopromote ko na sila lahat. No? Just in case lang. Pag sila ay nagtanong sa inyo, what do you know about them? And you don't do your research, alam mo na ang mangyayari. Alam mo na yung kakalalabasan, 'di ba? Sayang lang oras mo, tsaka oras ng HR doon sa process na 'yon. So please do your research. Pero walang limit sa pag-apply. Pwede kahit marami. Okay? Ayan. Paalala
Pero
lang.
huwag niyong itatanong guys, kasi Sir Kim may nagano sa akin kasi narinig daw nila si MPTC. May
Oo.
nag-ask si Miss Joyce, si MPTC po ba yung naniningil ng toll fee sa NLEX at saka sa SLEX? So
Well,
natawa ako dun sa question. Hindi ko masagot, hindi ko alam.
i-save niyo yung question na yan. Tanungin
Ayan,
niyo mamaya
ayan.
yung in-invite nating speaker, 'di ba? O para mas maganda,
Ayan.
straight from them, 'di ba? O. Pero
Ayan.
sana
So,
maintindihan niyo rin naman, no? Yung mga kumpanya, they are providing their services. And 'di ba? And of course, 'di ba? Kumbaga reasonable naman din siguro doon sa mga benefit na nakukuha ninyo. Now, I am not from MPTC, so ako ay nagsasabi lang, yan ang opinion ko bilang isang gumagamit ng kanilang services. No, I think it's just fair that we give what we are also getting out of it. So kayo po, gusto niyo tanungin mamaya, save that question, no problem, and I'm sure no yung invited speaker natin will be able to address yung mga questions ninyo.
alright. So bago natin makalimutan, Sir Kim, would you like to promote po the openings, vacancies po?
Yes,
Mismo
marami
ka
kaming opportunities. Oo, kahit na ano to, para sa lahat ito from north all the way to south. Kami po kahit may pandemic, sabi nga nila, no, pandemic yung season pa rin ngayon, kami po ay hiring. We're hiring for the following positions. So we have two positions, no, dalawang magkakaibang position. Yung isa for full-time ito yung isa for web development. So if you're in IT, specifically for web development, and the other one is for customer service. If you're interested to be part of our team, or if you know anyone, baka may kaibigan kayo, kamag-anak or kakilala na gusto maging part ng jobs180.com mismo, all you need to do is check out the link that you're seeing, nagsuscroll right now. Go to schools.jobs180.com/NCBA, or you can also go to jobs180.com and then /jobs180. Hanapin nyo lang po yung mga opportunities na yon. Now, aside from those full-time positions, meron din kaming pang-internship, pang-OJT. Baka lang din kayo ay nag-iisip kung saan kayo pwede mapuntang OJT. We're offering virtual internship. So, we can accommodate kahit marami pong mga aplikante. Go lang tayo since virtual naman ang setting natin. And again, all you need to do is just submit your resume link doon sa mga binanggit kong link. At kung sakali lang gusto ninyo mag-email diretso ng resume link ninyo, pwede rin naman go to info, that's INFO, at jobs180.com. Email nyo sa amin yung resume link ninyo. Okay? Para tayo ay mabilis makapag-process. Okay?
Alright, so thank you so much, Sir Kim. So I think that's it po. So thank you so much. So if you're interested, guys, again, you may submit your resume link at info@jobs180.com or jobs180.com/jobs180. So thank you so much, Sir Kim.
Maraming salamat. Ingat po everyone. Bye-bye.
And if you'd like to know more about Jobs180 and the Jobs180 resume link, you may visit our website. It's www.jobs180.com. Alright. So, again, guys, kung may questions, wag pong mahiyang magtanong. Okay, feel free to ask kasi we'll try to ask and, of course, answer all your questions, of course, with the help of our guest speakers for today's session. So, let's now move on to our next topic, which is motivation and productivity, which will be discussed by Metro Pacific Tollways. So, our second speaker has over 18 years in HR handling end-to-end of talent attraction, development and engagement, with masters in management psychology and counseling and masters in industrial relations. The VP for human resources and administration from NLEX Corporation, Ms. Sigrid Shun. Good afternoon po, Ms. Sigrid.
Good afternoon, Joyce. Nice to be here.
All right, ma'am. Glad to have you po on our webinar po. Ma'am, can we now test your share screen?
Okay, sandali lang.
Or is it the tech po will be sharing the screen?
No, see, this was already, I think I'm showing the screen. Can you see it, Joyce? Can you confirm?
Yes, ma'am, it's up po. So, ma'am, if you're ready, I'll leave it to it po. I'll be back after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good luck, Miss Sigrid.
Okay, thank you, Joyce. I know motivation and productivity is a topic that you might be wondering as students and future applicants. Ano bang relevance nito sa akin? And maybe I will answer that question at the end of my presentation. Most often than not, kasi itong topic, motivation and productivity, is a task assigned to us HR. But in reality, it is every leader's job, especially if, when you say leader, you could be a supervisor or manager, whatever level you are in organization, as long as you are setting the environment for your people, responsibility natin ito. So, I belong to NLEX Corporation and am one of the companies under NPTC. Ang tanong kanina, ano po ang trabaho ng NPTC? We're into toll road business. So yan yung NLEX, SCTEX, Cavitex, and Calax. We operate and maintain expressways. Aside from that, we also build toll roads. Lalo na yung recent project namin sa Cebu, which is the third toll bridge, the CCLEX. So as I said, as introduced earlier, I've been with the group for more than 18 years and focused and working with leaders on how to improve employee engagement. When you say employee engagement, it's really about motivation and productivity. So ano ba ang employee motivation? Anong ibig sabihin nito sa atin? It's the level of commitment, energy, and innovation that the company's employees hold during the working day. In short, these are the factors that drive employees to put their best efforts into their work. So if you search sa Google, pag motivation, laging may lumalabas intrinsic and extrinsic. Ano ba ibig sabihin nito? Internal and external lang yan, in other words. Pag intrinsic kasi it's natural to us and innate. So there are over a decade research that is conducted and it all boils down to 4. Autonomy, purpose, mastery, and relatedness. If you want to read more on this, you can maybe search yung book ni Daniel Pink, Drive, and it talks all about this. So when you say autonomy, yan yung desire nga to direct our own lives. Sa current setup natin ngayon with the pandemic, na-introduce na kasi yung sinasabing hybrid, di ba? Ito yung pwede kang mag-work from home, work from anywhere because of the technology and yung virtual work. Yan yung flexibility. As long as you have the authority to determine what and as well as how you work. And next naman is the purpose. So bakit na ito yung yearning natin to do what we do in the service of something larger than ourselves. So how are we contributing? Yun lagi ang tanong kadalasan yung mga younger generation, this is always their question what is my purpose and how am I contributing to the company. So minsan if kayo po ay naghahanap ng ibang company, you also look at their mission, vision, and values. And if it's close to your values and aligned to your vision also of how you want to work and grow in a company. So yan yung pwede nating tingnan. And then the next is mastery. So ito yung yung drive mo to improve your skills in doing something that matters. When you say matters, because it's something you want to be expert or you want to grow and learn as a profession. And kadalasan, pagka nag-i-interview tayo ng mga applicants, lagi yan ang dahilan nila. Why are you exploring? Why do you want to leave the company? Kasi naghahanap sila ng growth. Naghahanap sila ng opportunity. When say that they want to explore outside their company. And the last, relatedness. Parang sa Pilipino yung samahan. We want to be recognized at the same time, may connection tayo sa isang community. Kaya dalasan din, yan din ang sinasabi ng mga applicants that I interview when they stay in a company. Kasi sabi nila, masaya daw, ang kasama, katrabaho. Laging ganun ang sinasabi. And then sometimes they leave the company kasi walang recognition in terms of their efforts. Nawawala, kaya sila umaalis. So the question for leaders then is not what motivates people, but it is how to tap into these 4 human motivations. Okay, so sa employer side, if you ano bang relevance ng motivation? So why is it important to employee productivity? So tatlo lang ang reason. Reason number one, yan nga, stimulate production of better and high quantity of work. Reason number two, it's high level of job satisfaction. And number three, increase long-term employee retention. Kasi ang assumption natin, motivated people are industrious, creative, dependable, and thoroughly engaged in what they do. So when you find the right ways to motivate your employees, turnover becomes a non-issue and employee productivity source. Yeah. So it's crucial to find ways to keep employees motivated for their well-being as well as for the well-being of the company's bottom line or even their longevity. So think of it as a preventive maintenance. It's easier to sustain employee motivation than it is to rekindle it. Okay, so next, ano bang ways to maintain strong employee motivation? I'm keeping it simple. These are the 5 ways. And it doesn't matter if you are coming from a small company or big company. If we have these ingredients, I think you can have a successful, you can maintain a strong employee motivation in your organization. So lead with a vision. So, everyone wants to know their efforts are driving towards something. Diba kanina nga dun sa framework, yung purpose. What's the next step? What does success look like for the company? A destination helps to motivate the journey. So, make sure the vision for the company is clear. And aside from having clear vision, we can break it down by establishing objectives. Employee motivation and job satisfaction are both positively influenced when clear goals are outlined and assigned. So in fact, employees who are included in objective setting processes are 360% more likely to be engaged. So to impact employee motivation further, make sure that every single employee job has clear responsibilities and expectations are outlined. So help increase productivity by challenging your employees also to not only visualize what success in the role would look like, but also make sure to remind them how important the role is to the overall company bottom line. When every employee job is clearly delegated and each employee understands how they are contributing to larger company objectives, everyone will benefit. So aside from that, we also have to set frequent clear targets. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Yung bigger objective, you have to bring it down to bite size. Kasi syempre, we have big targets that we want to hit as a company, pero smaller goals are the key to motivation. All goals should add to the overall target, but breaking it down into more attainable chunks feels less overwhelming. If employees are frequently hitting the targets, the feeling of satisfaction grows and will act as a great motivator to continue on to the next set of goals. That's it. And now, next naman way, is to provide meaningful work. Case study research has concluded that 55% of employees say employee motivation is increased when provided meaningful work. So importantly, this statistic is across a diverse case study of population, concluding that motivation will highly impact employee performance. So paano to gagawin? Ang dali lang kasing sabihin provide meaningful work. Pero for us, what does that mean? Simple lang. Make sure everyone understands the why. Especially for younger generation, they always say why. Your employees will know what needs to be done, but you need to explain further. You need to communicate the why of each task. The why is the company's overall mission. So if everyone knows how their individual actions can personally add to the overall goal of the company, it brings much needed motivation to even the most simple task. Yun yung kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng meaningful work. Aside from that, give your team autonomy. So time is precious. So when we don't feel in control of our time and energy, motivation levels can really drop. Ito na yung feeling toxic, overwork, or burden, allowing for some elements of freedom in the workplace, like flexible working hours, demonstrates trust from leaders to employees. This adds motivation as the satisfaction of job well done comes with the feeling that they were in control and did it in their own terms. So make motivation work for your business by recognizing that unique ways each employee is motivated. Then incorporate those unique motivational techniques back into your overall business objectives. So paano yon? Baka ma-explain nyo ng third way natin. So acknowledge success. Celebrate reaching milestones, whether they are big or small. Sabi nga natin, di ba, you have to set clear, frequent targets. And when the entire organization celebrates together, job satisfaction is increased alongside employee motivation and employee productivity. So paano to? Recognize and reward great work. Employees need to know that their leaders appreciate their hard work. Giving well-deserved recognition not only increases self-esteem, but also enthusiasm and team morale. So maybe creating a recognition platform that is an effective tool to celebrate star performers who embody our company's values. However, for more special occasions, as a 10-year work anniversary or employee of the month, we recommend going a step further and rewarding your team. So ibig sabihin nun, hindi lang po individuals. We can come up with categories that recognize teams. So the reward doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. It could be gestures such as giving them a day off. Rewards are particularly good promoters of motivation and job satisfaction. So if you want to encourage your employees to go the extra mile, make their effort worth it with a gift or thoughtful act. Actually, sa company namin, kahit thank you card lang, ma-appreciate na nila. Because they feel that their efforts are being recognized and seen by bosses. Okay. Aside from that, you support employee well-being. When organizations are implementing motivation strategies, they often overlook well-being. There's no dispute that using rewards as an incentive is a great motivator. However, if an employee is feeling tired or overwhelmed, they won't produce their best work. So no matter how hard they try, taking a well-rounded approach to well-being, so addressing your team's mental, emotional, and physical health is a great way of keeping them healthy, happy, and at the top of their game. Okay. So do not focus on merely key performance indicators. In short, wag lang trabaho, but also focus on personal development and goals. For example, if an employee completes a high-level training development, then why not celebrate that? Okay. By diversifying the scope of your performance measures, you can help employees feel less stressed and more secure in their roles. Another is create a career path. No one wants to be static for long. We all want to know that we are going somewhere and focus on that next step. So as employees, what they want from their career and lay out what they need to do to get there. So have growth conversations with your team members to design a career path. This will help to create the drive to reach the next stage and feel that they have a long and productive journey along with the company. So not only does diversifying a performance measure increase overall job satisfaction, but it will actually motivate employee productivity increases because employees who feel valued are supported will produce more frequent and higher quantities of quality work. So nasa last two ways na tayo. Okay, giving feedback. Sa mga engagement service namin, kadalasan ito po yung hinahanap ng mga tao. When giving feedback to your employees, be specific and candid. Instead of using blanket statements like great job, be more clear about what work you are praising. Targeted feedback will also help employees feel motivated to continue to produce great work and demonstrate both your attentiveness and commitment to their success. So when you support your employees, they will likely support the company back with loyalty and producing work that they are proud of. Now, in giving negative feedback, make sure to keep it constructive and actionable. Balance naman yan, hindi lang always praises. Just as you are specific in your praise, you must be specific when suggesting places where improvements can occur. So this will help employee motivation by avoiding discouraging and overwhelming employees who may be doing their best. So remember, you want to impact employee motivation positively, not decrease job satisfaction and productivity through constant job stress and unrealistic expectations. So that, going to the last na tayo, way of maintaining strong employee motivation. And that is take feedback. Ano ibig sabihin nito? So make every employee feel heard, by frequently inquiring for feedback about the way you can improve motivation and productivity in the workplace. So HR can help facilitate this process by providing surveys or a suggestion box for employees to anonymously give their input. Pero remember as part of the company to be open to change. To attract and retain a high level of employee motivation, you must work to increase job satisfaction and value every job for every ways that increase your productivity. So, makinig tayo. I know it's difficult to put metrics in employee motivation, pero knowing how employees really feel will be halfway there. Now, aside from annual surveys, kasi annual surveys, isang taon lang siya, di ba? We might want to create mga pulse surveys, then yung periodic. But the best solution will display results on a real-time dashboard. So may mga results kasi tayo that we can come up with and measure the trends and identify the issues before they become larger. So this allows you to understand what employees find motivating and what they feel may be holding them back. So you can swiftly implement a solution. You also have the ability to regularly check back with them to see if anything has improved or changed. Pero kung wala tayo, meron kasi maraming free surveys, forms that you can create to give surveys. Pero another way then, the traditional way of doing it, is to create employee dialogues and talk directly with your employees. Pero syempre, with the assumption that there is trust in the relationship. So showing that you care, listen, and act upon the things that really matter to them will ultimately maintain motivation. So again, that's the 5 ways to maintain strong employee motivation. So kanina, di ba, tinanong ko anong relevance nito sa inyo as applicants or future applicants. And I think ang relevance nito is that these are the factors that you might consider when you do your research. As sabi nga ni Kim kanina, we have to know the company, not only the product and services, but the way they treat their employees. And that could be a key for you to stay in a company pag alam niyo po yung kultura ng isang kumpanya. Pero syempre, assumption yan that the pay is okay and acceptable to you. Okay, so other than that, we have also vacancies that you can see in our candidate portal, and you can check this QR code and link to apply for our current openings. Other than that, you can also check our Jobs 180 Tollways career. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Ms. Sigrid. Thank you for discussing about motivation and productivity. So, for NCBA, if you have questions regarding the topic, if you have questions po to Ms. Sigrid, please feel free to ask. We'll try to answer all your questions kahit medyo ano yung questions, okay? Pero wag naman masyadong personal, pero syempre regarding lang sa topic. Ms. Sigrid, okay lang po ba na i-answer yung unang question kanina? Yung question po natin kanina earlier. Hello, ma'am.
Yung first question was, ano yung ginagawa ni MPTC? Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, we collect toll in NLEX, SCTEX, Cavitex, and Calax. And we have a new project in Cebu, which is the CCLEX. It's the 3rd bridge in Cebu. But that's not only what we do. We actually also build toll roads. Kaya nga may bagong 3rd bridge sa Cebu. That's one of the things that we do. We expand the toll road networks in the Philippines. So whether north, south, and Bismit. We also have investments in Asia.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Sigrid. So, ayan guys, na-answer na yung question niya. It is MPTC yung nagko-collect ng toll. Iniisip daw po nila sino daw pinag-collect ng toll sa SLEX or sa NLEX. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, for my question po, while waiting for questions po galing sa audience, I'll be asking question na po muna while nagre-ready sila. So, first question, ma'am, is we all know that maintaining motivation is becoming an increasing challenge for many people po, slugging through life curtailed by the coronavirus pandemic, di ba po? So we would like to know how MPTC po manage and motivate the employees, your employees po in the midst of this pandemic.
I think the key during, especially with the pandemic, kasi when it started 2 years ago, nobody knows about how to handle it, diba? But the key, I think, is to always keep communications open. Our management or leaders were always available. When we were all parang ano, di ba, lockdown, nobody can report to work. We had virtual check-ins weekly. Kinakamusta po ang kondisyon ng ating mga employees. Aside from discussing what needs to be done at work, kinakamusta din sila, especially their well-being.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. And another question po is, okay po, as an HR, Ms. Sigrid, is it true that a motivated employee is more likely to have a high level of job satisfaction po and productivity?
Yes. Kasi yung motivation, especially what I discussed, is I focus on intrinsic or internal to the employee. Kasi pag mga external motivation, it comes parang by season lang uso, sige, susundan ng mga tao, mag-enjoy. After that, may dissatisfaction na. But if it's internal to the employee and they find tong four motivators that I mentioned earlier, yung autonomy, mastery, purpose, and relatedness, pag nakita nila yun sa company and it matches to their values, mas may satisfaction sila and they will stay. And yun din yung hinahanap kasi ng employees, di ba? Aside from productivity, is the retention, dahil napaka-competitive na rin ng market outside.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. And another question po is, what are the types of motivation your company gives to the employees po to increase productivity? I believe po, I heard na you have extrinsic and intrinsic motivation po, no, na meron po, no?
Yes. In terms of the way we deal with our employees, we heavily focus on communication, whether it's town hall meetings or employee dialogues with leaders and our people. Madalas yan and frequent. And we have also yung mga other regular platforms like newsletter. And in terms of building the profession and growth ng ating mga employees, there are always ways aside from the formal classroom. So meron kaming mga leadership talks with our employees so that they can get to experience and ask questions from our own leaders on how they develop their profession. So isa pa yan, and coaching. Coaching is important in our culture and we emphasize that, and mentoring and part ng succession planning. So in short, in building our employees, meron yon. And then also, sabi ko nga kanina, element of rewards, di ba? Celebrating successes. Isa yan sa mga tinitingnan namin through mga formal recognition programs. And syempre may informal din. So hindi lang siya pera, but actually recognizing them with a simple thank you note or thank you card. And lastly, yung well-being na binanggit ko kanina is also important. That's why we have also wellness programs to sustain them in energy ng ating mga employees. Joyce, naka-mute ka. I don't hear you.
Ayun, bigla siyang nag-mute. Ayan. So thank you so much, Ms. Sigrid. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah.
All right. So another question, ma'am, is I'm quite curious po about this. Diba? We all know that HR po is into handling people, people relations, and dapat parang may connotation na dapat laging positive ka pagdating sa mga tao po, no? As an HR po itself, do you also tawag nito, nakakaranas po ba kayo? I'm sure po hindi naman pare-parehas ang araw, no, ng mga down na times po, no. So how do you motivate po yourself kapag may times na ganun na feeling niyo po? Parang pababa, parang ganun. I hope my question makes sense. Hindi ko.
Yeah, actually, by nature, ako introvert. So hindi talaga ako, yung personality ko is not really yung high energy pag maraming kasama or tao. Tendency talaga, it drains me. It's important lang that we have interest outside work and to energize. Really talagang there's a time for ourselves or for myself to take a break. Pero importante din whether how ano yung mood ko regardless of my mood. It's important that the employee feels that they are being listened to. So minsan kahit wala akong focus or I mean not, yung I cannot respond well to the employee, ang gagawin ko na lang tatahimik at makikinig. Importante kasi nararamdaman nilang napakikinggan sila.
Yes, ma'am. That will listen po, no? Totoo po. Parang bago po sa akin yung may mga HR na medyo introvert po. Parang halos lahat ng kilala ko po is
Extrovert.
yes, ma'am. Ayan. So, thank you so much, ma'am. I think no question from the audience. So, guys, pag may questions po, please huwag kayo mahiya magtanong. Okay, we'll try to ask po our guest speakers sa mga questions nyong iyan. And of course, ma'am, would like to know po the vacancies po or if you're offering also work from home po set up for the interested applicants from NCBA.
Currently, kasi yung trabaho ng toll road business is really public service and that is definitely you have to be on site. Acknowledge natin yun. But there are roles, not all roles kasi naman talaga pwedeng mag-work from home, especially kung yung nature ng work mo is yung tools mo and yung interface mo with the customers, it should be on site. Acknowledge yan. But there are roles that require, that we are open and flexible naman. It depends lang po. Hindi siya laging categorically to all.
Alright.
Depende
Thank
po
you,
sa role.
how about po how they can apply po? Is it on-site also po or they can send po their resume link via your website po ba?
Yes, through our website, we can check our candidate portal for vacancies and also sa Jobs 180, Tollways Career.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss. One last po is final words for the graduating students po.
Okay. Hindi ko yan na-practice. Okay. Anyway, advice is really know what you want as a career. When I started kasi, very clear sa akin ano yung gusto ko, regardless of the pay. Parang sa akin kasi that will come after when you've proven yourself to be an expert or credibility mo is that you've gained that yung money issue, yung finances, papasok na yan. And it will be equated to your interest and passion. So in short, find your passion and pursue it and you ultimately will be rewarded at the end of the day. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Sigrid, for joining us today. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your expertise. Ms. Sigrid, we hope to see you po again. So thank you so much, ma'am. All right.
Thank you.
May certificate po ba? I think yes. May certificate po. So sorry, hindi ko masyadong mabasa. Okay, we'll send the certificate na lang, ma'am. So the certificate of appreciation is given to Metro Pacific Tollways, to Miss Sigrid. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ayan, sorry, I cannot read po the certificate. So, medyo malabo siya on my part. Ayan. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you po. We'll send na lang po the certificate, ma'am, via email po. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Jobs 180.
Thank you po. All right. So, again, guys, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. And if you're interested to apply at MPTC, you may visit their career site. It's www.jobs180.com/tollwayscareer. All right. So, for our next topic, which is new age career possibilities, our third presenter is a graduate of BS Psychology, major in clinical at St. Paul University, Quezon City. Formerly, she took up nursing in UERM, but a different path was given to her. Currently, she is the sourcing manager in Transcom Worldwide Philippines Incorporated and has been in the industry for 8 years now. She started her career as a salesperson and turned out to be in the recruitment industry in 2013. The sourcing manager from Transcom, Ms. Paula Marie Gallian. Hi, Ms. Paula. Good afternoon po.
Hi, Joyce. Good afternoon. Can you hear me well?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear. Ma'am, maybe
Okay.
now test for your share screen.
Oh, sure. There you go. Were you able to see it now?
Not yet po.
Oh, not yet.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am,
let's
not
see
yet.
one more time. How about now?
Meron na po ba? Sa akin, sa screen ko po wala. Ayan. Okay na, ma'am. It's up po. So if you're ready, ma'am, I leave it to it. I'll be back after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good luck, Miss Pao.
Okay, thank you so much, Joyce. All right, so good afternoon, students and graduating students. And once again, I'm so overwhelmed to be a part of this career talk. And as you mentioned, nga, my topic for today will be new age career possibilities. So I know many of you are already Gen Zs, so I would want to have some participation from the audience. So meron lang akong question that I place here in menti.com. So I hope the Gen Zs here would be able to open up www.menti.com. And all you need to do is, type in the code here, or of course, use the QR code. Sige nga, let's see if you guys are really techie. So I wanted to see if anyone here would be able to see now. Ayan. So, what you will be seeing there will be a question. So, as mentioned, our topic for today will be new age career possibilities. And I wanted you to define what is career. Okay? So, let's have a take a look. Hang on, let me just go over dun sa audience and see if some of you were able to define what is career. Okay? There's possibilities. We're seeing possibilities. Are you guys seeing the screen now? Seeing here in my screen, some of you mentioned job, some of you mentioned future. Let us see one more time. Okay. Profession. I'm seeing new path. Okay. We're seeing long-term profession. Is the path that you choose. Job, future, maraming sumasagot ng profession. We have occupation, long-term profession. Okay. Awesome. Nice. So I think the audience here are really active pa, listening pa. Okay, so thank you so much for participating here. So let me just go over and get back to my slide. Okay, so the question again mentioned earlier is what is a career? So some of you mentioned earlier that this is your profession, this is your future, and based on of course, it's actually defined as it's really a profession and occupation, and some of us are can define as vocation as another career. But it is all something that we discussed that progress and actions that you have taken throughout your working years for your life, and that is related to your career. So now we've have experienced pandemic over the past 2 years already, and I just wanted to share ano nga ba yung top 5 in demand jobs natin back then. What are the opportunities that was offered before the pandemic? So when I had my research and check on the one of the online portals that we have, we found out that the top 5 demands way back in September 2021 was call center, government defense, human resource, education, and computer and IT. And now, when COVID arrives, and how does it affect our careers in the PH? One of the studies mentioned was majority of them was suspended in their work. Some of them doesn't have. They were forced to do unpaid leave. Their pay and their hours were reduced, and some of the organizations went down or nag-close na sila. It also shared in the survey that out of this 10 families, 6 lost their income. You might be have experienced or know someone who has experienced this type of effect from our from the careers in the Philippines. And also, majority of the work or the organization has transitioned to work from home. So why do I say this? It's because during the pandemic, we are being impacted big time. Okay. So some of the organizations mentioned coming from airlines, oil and gas, casinos, and gaming, leisure facilities such as gyms and auto parts and equipment were impacted by industries, were impacted by COVID-19. Thus, the transition, they went down or they closed their organization. Many restaurants closed their businesses. A lot of employees were redundated. So now I wanted to share with you on, since it's already been 2 years that we are gone over the pandemic, what are your future plans? You are the future employees of the organization you will be part with. And how would you choose your career? How can you progress in those chosen career paths? And let me help you and share to you what's going to be the future plans for 2022. So as per Forbes, there are actually four types of career paths. So let's talk about first knowledge base. So knowledge base are these are the type of careers that you were able to go over or acquired knowledge through experience. Meaning, set for example, human resource, doctors, lawyers, technology, ITs, engineers. They need to go over 4 years, like you guys. You studied 4 year course or 5 year course just to acquire the knowledge that you would need for you to be able to execute the job. Okay. The other one will be the skills base. In the skills base, we usually have people from the construction, the performing and visual arts, our chefs. These are the skills-based career path that you might be, pursuing in the future. Meaning you have the hands-on talaga, yung experience sa gagawin mo or your services that you will be providing to the employer. Another type of career path will be entrepreneur-based. Some of you might be if you are currently some your friends or your families who are currently in an organization, some of you are already thinking of having their own businesses or being an entrep. If you are someone who finds finding a solution to a certain problem, then entrepreneurship might be for you. You will be hiring employees to help you maintain your business. You have to think of a solution to any situation or problem that you are seeing. Here, a best example will be like when we transition to work from home, how would the services like the food, di ba? We have like food carts, mga deliveries and whatnot. Nag-transition sila from having the operation sa store na physical to actually to deliveries na. And the other type of career path will be the freelance or the individual contractor. So from the past 2 years, this has a rise wherein incorporation and individual employees were looking for freelancer or individual contractor to perform a specific job or project for them. It's very eminent for graphic artists, very eminent for IT, some of the developers that the job can be done at home, some consultancy might be in recruitment, might be in law, might be in real estate, and even the photography. Some of the very known now will be the social media um, promotion or marketing. So these are the four types of career paths that you might be venturing after your graduation. So um, now, of course, we wanted to share with you what are the possibilities where you're already there. So let me share you my experience when I started back then when I graduated. So I just wanted to share my career progression since 2012. So guys, wag niyo nang bilangin no ang aking edad. So let's not just go over the age now. But as mentioned, I was been in the industry for 8 years already, and the reason why I asked that includes me taking up nursing at the first choice of my course, and then shifting to set for to clinical psychology has not been a plan that I really wanted for myself. But things changed along the way. So after my graduation in 2012, again, my course was psychology as a major in clinical, and end up taking an offer in solutions consultant. There's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of employees that I applied for. Employees that I applied for. A lot of positions that I wanted to pursue. Regardless if it's in clinical, whether it's gonna be in um, what do you call this in human resource, anything that was related to my course was not the one that I get for my first job. I took an offer as a solutions consultant, taga-benta ng copier, to layman's term. So, it was a good experience for me. It was only 6 months, but I learned a lot from it. I went to offices, finding a solution for them, calling out different businesses to offer copiers and whatnot. And mind you, sales is really good kasi maganda yung pera. But things change again. Okay? Come 2013, I shifted to a different role. I got an offer from one of the BPO to be an HR assistant. So my first day, I joined the job fair, agad-agad. So that my first day. And things panned out really different. So it's kind of similar to what my course was. So parang medyo na inline na ako dun sa career progression ko. And then 2015, I got a new job again, another offer, but this one is a different one. It's still on HR though, but it's now in recruitment. So I was the one doing interviews. I don't know how to interview back then, to be honest. I don't know how I'd be able to start the interview, how I'd be able to assess these candidates. Kung papaano siya, it took me some, it took me some time. And of course, I have to upskill myself for me to be able to keep up with the job. And fortunately, after 6 months of being there, I was promoted now as a specialist back to my first HR role related to that, which is in sourcing. We are the ones who's looking for candidates to be part of the organization. We engage in job fairs, we engage in employee referrals, we engage to online job portals and whatnot. And this time, I actually decided na, naku, I think it's about time for me to really pursue what I really like, to be on the clinical side. So I took additional units in preparation for the psychometrician board exam. And when I was able to finish that, hiniheadsapan na ako ni boss. Sabi ni boss, Pao, you might be promoted to a supervisor to a supervisor role. So sabi ko, am I prepared for this? It's just been a while. I'm just an HR assistant since I started my first BPO, now to my second BPO. Again, it's still an associate level to a specialist. Am I really ready now? Is 2 years enough for me to be promoted for a super role? That's when I took up this challenge. I took the opportunity to man a team, and I was able to handle about like three to four people back then. If I'm not mistaken, sana no, tama ako, nako. Ayan. And then I fear that I might not be a successful candidate for the role. But again, I embrace the possibility that baka pwede, baka kaya ko. So back then, with the support of my mentor, with the support of the organization and the people around me, I think I was successful enough that I was able to be promoted again to another role as a manager. It's quite hard, to be very honest. It's quite hard to be on that path kasi back when you were a specialist, all you need to think of is your own performance. How will I be able to perform the job? How will I be able to give back to the organization who's giving me money to be able to support my family? But now I need to handle people. I need to handle this newbies just like me when I was starting, and how I would be able to progress their career as well. So that was the career progression that I experienced from the past. Maybe you will be asking me, so what now? So what now that you're sharing me your career progression, the types of jobs that had before and after pandemic. So what are you wanted to share with us? So here are some of the key takeaways that I wanted to share with you guys in finding your new job. One is to be honest with yourself. Bakit? Kasi I just wanted to let you know that you have to understand na even if you are looking on a certain path that you wanted to take, but you're not honest enough that you know na hindi mo talaga siya gusto, then you might not be successful. Um, I dreamed of being a nurse when I grew up, but eventually, well, again, it's about money matters and back then, but things changed a little bit, and I just confirmed that I know to myself when I was still in high school na gusto ko talaga yung trabaho ng mga guidance counselor. Kung kanina si Miss Sigrid, she's a introvert, ako naman ay extrovert po. So I wanted to deal with a lot of people. I wanted to be engaged with them. So yun lang. When you find your new job, you just need to make sure, or your new career, you need to make sure that you're honest with what you really like. So that's one. Second is be open to possibilities. Again, it's a new age career of possibilities. Ako ay isang graduate ng um, BS psychology major in clinical and ended up in HR now. And those things, possibilities to be from specialist to a supervisor and to a manager is not really something that impossible to happen. It is possible it happened to me. And lastly will be you have to be resilient. For the past 2 years, my dear students, it's been a challenge for both of the employers, the employees, the students, and all of us. And even when pandemic is not yet here, we've experienced a lot of rejections already. There are a lot of struggles that we will be experiencing along the way. Yung professor mo na kailangan mo nang pasa ng mga, alam mo yung mga, yung thesis ninyo, yung mga projects ninyo, kailangan nyo nang i-provide sa kanila. And there's a lot of rejections na maling ginawa mo, hindi tama yan. Or hindi maganda. Or mas maganda yung gawa niya. Okay? So these are the things that I wanted to share with you, not because um na-experience ko siya, but this is something that I was able to experience myself. So before we're about to actually end now, and I wanted to share, unfortunately, no, hindi ko lang ma-show yung video, but there's actually a video, it's Michelle Obama's best advice for students, and um, it it's actually an inspiration for me. So I just wanted to give you a part of the speech that she shared to the graduating students. Here she mentioned that if you're willing to dig deep, if you're willing to pick yourself up when you fall, if you're willing to work and work until your weaknesses become your strengths, then you'll develop a set of skills that you can mold and apply to any situation you encounter. That's what the world needs, as per Michelle Obama. And she also mentioned there in her discussion with the students that during her interview or when she was profiling candidates to be part of the organization, she's not asking anong score mo or anong test score mo back then when you were in college. Are you a graduate with colors ba? Dean's lister ka ba? President listers ka ba? Or sabihin natin na cum laude ka ba? But what her question was really, what kind of person are you? Are you a hard worker? Are you reliable? Are you open to other viewpoints? So those are the things that I wanted you guys to think about yourselves. What's your plan and what's going to be the thing that you will be sharing for the community that you will be serving or the organization that you will be belong to. Again, there's a lot of career possibilities outside there, and I want you to be open to whatever opportunity that might arrive or might be offered to you. So, yeah, that's it for today. And I hope you get something from me, everyone. And of course, we're looking forward for your bright future. I know you're going to be graduating anytime soon. So, we wanted you to go over and check us out at jobs180.com/transcom. And you can also email us at careers@transcom.com. Again, thank you so much, Jobs180, for having me here. And yeah,
All right, so thank you so much, Miss Pao. I hope you can hear me po.
yes, I can hear you naman. Yeah,
Yes,
thank you,
all
then.
right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Medyo nabitin nung ako dun sa topic natin, no, ma'am. So, I've learned a lot, actually. So, thank you so much for discussing about the topic. So, guys, if you have questions regarding the topic, please feel free to ask. You may post your questions on the comment sections. So, ang ganda. I think bagay sa inyo yung topic no, new age career possibilities. So, if you have questions, please, let me know. So we'll try to ask Miss Pau, and of course, Miss Pau will try to answer all your questions. So while waiting for your questions, Miss Pau, I'm sorry, while waiting for the questions from the audience, Miss Pau, I'll be asking question na po muna, no? So I think we would like to know if there is a relationship between the age and the career po, no? So since if does the age and the education affect job changes po?
Actually, no. Ngayon, medyo very open na tayo, no? Very, very open na tayo with the age bracket and with what position you are applying for. And I think it's
Mm-hmm.
very, very eminent now to BPOs that we are really open to fresh graduates, even those who hasn't completed their college still, or yung mga nakakomplete lang ng high school. We're very open to provide them a job. Like what I mentioned in the career path, no, there are type of skills or career paths such as knowledge based and skills based. And I think one of the BPOs are considering those who are on the skill based career path, wherein you
Mm-hmm.
just need to have to be very conversant. You just learn how to be, technology, very easy to learn naman na yung mga yan. And a lot of things has changes already in the community of human resource in terms of the pre-qualifications for an opportunity. So it's very, very open now. As long as you're 18 years old, and you can, you can speak, of course, and you can converse well in English, as well as, of course, yung sa technology, you have a knowledge to it, like how you just navigate computers. Then voila, we have an opportunity for you. So yeah, I think it doesn't really pretty relate much. Even the freelance, I think there's no much restrictions on those freelance jobs as well.
All right. So thank you, ma'am. So does it debunk po or yung rise of job insecurity? Kasi may narinig ako na yung millennial or the Gen Z generation daw po is rise of job insecurity, and the most affected are the older generations.
Yeah. I think not really naman. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
nowadays kasi we have to make sure lang talaga na uh you have to be open, no, in whatever possibility that might arise. And for our Gen Zs, I think you don't need to feel insecure kasi you are guys Gen Zs, right? Na you know better, like the older people might be, even the older people now. I mean, to give you an example, we have applicants who's already on their 50s, close to 60s, that are still applying. And
Mm-hmm.
mind you, marunong sila sa technology. So, now that we're venturing to a tech world, it's not a limitation for anyone. And don't be discouraged kasi um, everything is already there on the web. You just need to research paano mo i-prepare yung sarili mo, kung paano mo i-present yung sarili mo to anyone or to the employers. I know the market is quite big, but there's a lot of opportunities out there. And I'm telling you, even those who hasn't completed their degrees yet, they also have an opportunity for freelance job as well. So just take out there, again, be confident lang. Don't hesitate to grab the opportunities that might arise, and yon, present yourself well.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So another question po is, since you've mentioned na rin na we are venturing out or we are shifting to digital careers na po, so do you think many activities that workers carry out today have the potential to be automated? So means less manpower and opportunities in the future po ba?
There might be a possibility for that, but since nag-a-arise pa rin yung mga new jobs, like the automation kasi happened then, and there are still other task or job na hindi kaya talagang gawin ng AI. Okay? So,
Mm-hmm.
mas ngayon ang kailangan natin is to diversify our skills in such a way na hindi lang siya alam mo yon, there are tasks in the organization that the AI doesn't provide, or the AI cannot do it. So with this, you just have to prepare yourself on how you would be able to step up your career or step up your skill. It's a matter of upskilling talaga. It's a continuous learning. Again, students, hindi pa po natatapos ang pag-aaral after ng graduation natin. It is a continuous learning for you to be able to enhance pa your talent and venture to what is the norm right now, or kung ano yung mga nagtitrend ng mga bagong work.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. So, thank you so much po. Another question po, of course, we are happy naman with the growth or digital careers po, no? Yun lang, curious po ba if the automation and technology are actually affecting work relationships or the interpersonal relationships po ba?
It's actually depends on the organization. But the good thing now is that yung interaction ay hindi pa rin siya nawawala. I mean, like
Mhm.
Every organization, I'm speaking for my organization, speaking to my organization, no, we're having this continuous engagement with our employees. Hindi natatapos
Mhm.
lang sa opisina kasi I know we transition to digital world, 'di ba? Na parang yung mga freelance, yung
Mhm.
mga boss nila nasa Amerika, here naman in the Philippines nasa kung saan tayo part ng Philippines nagwo-work. But we see to it that we still have engagement on a weekly and a monthly basis. Weekly na parang touch base, you have a one-on-one with your leaders. You also have an engagement or mga party-partihan lang. Tapos ngayon masaya kasi kahit dati kumakain tayo sa hall sa office, but now sabay-sabay pa rin naman tayo kakain pa food panda ni boss ganyan o kaya ni employer ganyan. So hindi po nagtatapos. I mean like even in the digital world, we can always innovate. Okay, there's innovation for us to be able to um engage pa rin with our employees, and of course the mental health is very important. That's why yun yung ginagawa ng mga HR folks natin in our engagement team. So there.
Ayan. So, I think may encourage na po yung mga estudyante ni NCBA na mag-apply kay Transcom. May pa-food panda, guys. Ayan. So, Miss Pao, pwede bang, pwede bang lumipat dyan ng isang araw lang?
Oh, walang
So, food
problema, come on.
panda, food panda lang yun. Naabangan natin. No? So, alright. So, thank you so much, ma'am. So, of course, also, we'd like to know po the vacancies po available po at Transcom. Baka interested po ang NCBA.
Oh yeah, as mentioned guys, we're very open now to look for customer service and technical support representative, but at the same time we do offer some other ad or support roles such as IT, we have for finance, we have for human resource. So if you are going to be interested to apply, we're very happy to welcome you. And of course, we're still offering then yung work from home for some of our sites, as well as some roles. But eventually, since the BPO needs to go back, we're already moving back to the site paunti-unti. But I think the protocol are still andun pa din siya, and some of the roles as well as they're working from home just like me. Sa bahay pa tayo. But yeah, we'll be very happy to assist you guys. If you will be interested, just go and visit us at or email at assetcareers@transcom.com.
All right, thank you, ma'am. May question po from the audience po, from Sir Charles Katunggal. So, ma'am, may back office po ba? May back office po ba dyan? May back office po ba kayo?
Back office, yes, meron pa rin naman yung may pala. May mga back office pa rin naman po tayo, sir. And good thing is we also have admin mga roles then as well. So if you are interested or venturing to that, we'll be happy to welcome you.
All right, so thank you so much, ma'am. I think that's it po. Final words na lang po for the graduating students, miss.
Okay, so for our dear graduating students, again, strive guys for whatever career path that you wanted to pursue, and we wish you all the best and good luck on your future jobs in the future.
All
Thank you
right,
for having me here,
thank
Joyce
you
and
so much,
Jones
Miss Pao.
180.
Before I forgot po, we'd like to award the certificate from NCBA. So let me read po the citation. So National College of Business and Arts Guidance and Counseling Center, together with jobs180.com. The certificate of appreciation is presented to Miss Paula Marie Galian for imparting her valuable insights and experiences during our pre-employment webinar for our graduating college students AY 2021 to 2022, with the theme The New Age of Career Possibilities, Being the Best You, given this 29th day of April 2022. Signed by Ms. Nympha C. Robert, RGC Guidance Counselor of NCBA Cubao, Mr. Kim Chua, Managing Director from Jobs180.com, Mrs. Marie Flor M. Uber, MBA, AVP for Marketing Placement and Linkages, and Registrar from NCBA Cubao and Taytay. So congrats and thank you so much, Ms. Pao, for sharing your time and your expertise for today's session. So we hope to have you again on our next set of webinars po. Thank you so much, Ms. Pao. Ingat po.
Thank you, Joyce. Kayo din. Bye.
All right. So, guys, again, if you're interested, you may submit your resume link at www.jobs180.com/transcom. Okay. So, let's now move on to our last topic for today's session, virtual interviews or interview tips. So, we have two speakers po for this topic. So, we have first Ms. Myra Nalda is currently the head of the Organizational Development Department under Human Capital Division of Air Material Wing Savings and Loan Association Incorporated, or AMWSLAI. She's been an HR professional for 17 years now in different capacities, handling talent acquisition, training and development, performance management, job evaluation, employee or labor relations, and organizational development, and has served companies in varied industries such as manufacturing, IT, HR, consulting services, and financial services. She is also an in-house trainer of AMSLAI since 2010, developing training programs on customer service and other soft skills. She had her master's in industrial relations in the University of the Philippines, School of Labor and Industrial Relations, Diliman, Quezon City. The organizational development manager, Ms. Myra Nalda. Next speaker is Mr. Berania, currently employed as the Talent Acquisition Associate under Organizational Development Department of Air Material Wings Savings and Loan Association Incorporated, or AMSLAI. He's been in the HR field for more than 5 years, handling end-to-end talent acquisition and other HR functions from his previous employers prior to AMSLAI. He is a registered psychometrician and a graduate of BS Psychology in San Beda University, formerly known as San Beda College, from Mendiola, Manila. So, the Talent Acquisition Associate from AMSLAI, Mr. Dan Martin Artagnon Berania. Good afternoon, Ms. Myra and Sir Dan. Good afternoon po.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi,
Alright.
everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, sir, maybe now test po your share screen.
Okay.
Is it also Artec po, sharing the screen? Or kayo po?
Wait lang ha, we'll share.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. All right, for NCBA announcement, please stay until the end of the event because there will be an evaluation, post-evaluation po, which will serve as your attendance for today's session. So, ma'am, your screen is up. So, if you're ready, I'll leave it with po. I'll be back after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good luck, Ms. Myra and Sir Dan.
Okay, thank you, Miss Joyce.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the generous introduction, Miss Joyce. Good afternoon, everyone. Dan and I are honored to be with you today to give you tips and tricks on attending virtual interviews.
Yeah, thank you, Jobs 180 and NCBA for this great opportunity. Okay, so first, we shall introduce ourselves. I am Sir Dan, and this is Miss Myra.
Hello.
Yun. So, yes. We are AMSLAI. We are a non-stock savings and loans association established since 1956. Siguro to simplify it further, maraming bangko ng sundalo at pulis willing magbigay ng buhay para sa ating bayan. Yun lang naman kami.
Okay. So let's proceed na, Dan.
Mhm.
Okay. Nag-move ba yung slide? Mukhang hindi, ano? Ayan. Nag-move na. Okay. So as organizations continuously practice physical distancing as a safety precaution against the spread of COVID-19, the hiring process as of now has also become a hybrid of face-to-face methods as well as virtual methods.
Okay, according to a job bite survey in April 2020, 61% of the recruiters surveyed indicated that they are using video as part of the screening process, and 80% are using it in the interview process.
Okay, that's right. So what is a virtual interview, Dan?
Okay, so virtual...
Parang hindi nag-move yung slide natin. Wait lang, ha?
Okay, nag-move na. Sige, so a virtual interview is an interview that takes place while the interviewee is off-site, using the telephone, video and instant messaging, web and conferencing, or another form of virtual interview. In other words, there's no face-to-face interaction. So kumbaga nasa ibang lugar si interviewer, nasa ibang lugar si interviewee, but you are being interviewed in a screen, kumbaga. Yeah.
So what are the types of virtual interviews? First is the phone interview. This is a telephone conversation between one or more interviewers and one interviewee. During a phone interview, the only interaction between the interviewer and the interviewee is hearing each other's voices. So, yun, yung parang nagtatawagan lang kayo, hindi nyo nakikita yung isa't isa, hindi nyo nakikita yung gestures and attire nung nag interview. So, that's phone interview. And next is automated interview, which is an online one wherein the interviewer pre-selects interview questions for the interviewee to answer on their own time. All candidates are usually given asked the same pre-selected questions, and there are no follow-up questions. And some platforms that offer this feature are timed, so the interviewee only has a certain amount of time to answer each question. Okay, so yung live interview naman, the third one, is an online two-way interview. Face-to-face conversation between the interviewer and the interviewee using video. Yung parang itong ginagawa natin. Although, ano siya, two-way process, kumbaga, two-way communication. Parang kang nakikipag-usap through video call. Yung parang sa Zoom, ano pa ba? Microsoft Teams, Google
Microsoft
Meets.
Teams,
Oo,
and
so,
Discord, possible then.
yes.
Yan. Okay, so given the limitations of technology and the cost that comes with automation, the most common and practical among the three types is the live interview. So we will be focusing on our discussions today on live interview. Kung baga yung ginagawa natin everyday sa online classes nyo din. And sa kung paano kami mag-interview recently for our candidates, which is this one.
Okay. Kasi lalo na pag sa branches natin, we have 21 branches. So when we do the interview through live interviews talaga kasi hindi naman sila makapunta dito sa Manila.
Yes, mas mas cheaper siya. Lalo na kung recently I hired someone from Palawan, mas cheap siya kung via live interview na lang kami. Kaysa papapuntahin ko pa siya dito sa Manila on her own expense. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So why the shift to virtual interviews then?
Yan. So first is safety. Since given the pandemic, all companies are bound to keep their employees and applicants safe from COVID-19. This is also in compliance with implemented government, so IETF, DOH, DOLE, regulations against the spread of said disease.
Kasi kahit nagluwag na alert level 1 na lang dito sa Manila, of course, we still have to be cautious kasi andun pa rin si COVID-19. So this is very good method, yung live interviews na lang, virtual interviews, para safe din both si interviewee at saka si interviewer.
To lessen din yung interaction nila na actual and yung exposure. Yun yung word din hinahanap ko kanina. Next is it saves time. In connection with that, virtual interviews saves a lot of time since, as mentioned, you do not need to travel from one place to another. Lalo na kung traffic. Dito sa Metro Manila, talagang malaki ang time na matitipid both ng company sa paghihintay sa inyo, papunta sa sa venue, and ikaw din from traveling kasi most of the time pag nag-travel ka from, let's say for example, you guys are from Metro, so sa east kasi papunta ka ng Makati, it might take 2 hours, so para ka nagpunta ng probinsya. So it saves you from costing more sa pag-travel since ang gagamitin mo lang pag live interview, data. Yeah. So next is convenience. With virtual interview, you don't need as much preparations as in person interview. Since you do not have to travel to the office of the company interviewing you, you will not be stressed with commuting. So ma-preserve niyo yung itsura niyo. Pag
Hindi ka haggard.
Yes, hindi ka haggard. Hindi ka magiging haggard. Hindi sasabog yung buhok mo. And you will not be stressed with commuting or driving, and can be more relaxed prior to the interviews. There is less pressure. Kumbaga, pwede ka mag-freshen up before ka. Sa live interview kasi freshen up ang mga applicants pag pumunta sa actual location, kaysa yung nasa bahay lang sila na pwede nilang i-manipulate yung nila, yung kanilang where they are comfortable kung mismo nandun sila sa pamamahay nila. Yeah.
Okay. To continue, Dan, I have a question. For the audience also, yung siguro naman mga Gen Z yung ating mga
ang ating mga manonood ngayon, yung ating audience ngayon, if you have time, you can answer this question. What makes a great virtual interview? Yan. Clue. The answer is just one word composed of 11 letters.
Yeah. So you can just access through the QR code or through the website of
Website link na nasa taas. Pero syempre, ang mga phones ngayon may built-in na for QR code. So
Okay, so we'll transfer muna yung sharing namin so you can see the results. Stop sharing. Okay, so may naka-access na ba sa inyo? Okay, we'll share the side. Wala pa rin naman. Okay, now Dan is already sharing the site. So we're waiting for players.
kung may gusto
Kung
sumali,
may
you
gusto
are
sumali,
welcome.
or
You're
open.
welcome.
Ano bang pa-premyo mo dito, Dan? Walang sumasali.
Wala sumasali. Gcash.
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 Or
Or
Starbucks. Walang ganun.
hindi ko kaya Starbucks.
Okay, so we'll group it.
So,
Ayun, may sumali. Naku, sure winner na to kasi nag-iisa.
Gcash.
Gcash. Second place is, Starbucks.
grabe ang
Wala
second
mo,
place.
nag-iisa siya. So, sure winner na siguro to, Dan.
Well, let's see.
Let's see.
Gcash. Amount, hindi ko alam.
Hindi mo alam yung amount. Okay, so, let's check kung ano yung answer. So, may sumagot na siguro. Nag-iisa kasi siya eh. So, sigurado na.
Sigurado na. Gcash.
Sana tama yung sagot.
Or Starbucks.
So, ano to? Ito yung questions.
Pag mali,
Commitment, preparation, dedication. Bumoto na siya. Nag-iisa.
ayaw mo. Kung nagkamali ka pa dyan, siguro may consolation prize, pero tumama ka.
Okay, so you can send your mobile number and your name through the chat box and I will coordinate with Jobs 180 on how we can give you the prize. Okay, congratulations. Okay, let's proceed to our presentation then.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining. Nakakatuwa naman yan.
Oo.
Okay, so let's get back to original presentation.
Okay. So there, that's right. The answer to the question is preparation. So
Yan. Okay, so preparation as our lucky winner. Kahit nag-iisa lang siya sumagot, as our lucky winner has answered, it is preparation. The key is to be fully prepared. Coming up with a great impression during the virtual interview needs preparation and practice. This doesn't mean nakakabisaduhin mo yung bawat sagot mo sa interview. Kasi pag kinabisado mo lang, that's not practicing, that's memorizing. If you practice enough, you can be, how should I say this? Kumbaga, flexible ka sa bawat tanong nila. You can answer them with confidence. Pag na-memorize mo lang, tapos binago nila yung tanong, baka mag-freeze ka dun. That's one tip. Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do to prepare, Dan? So first thing is technology test. Kasi syempre, technology is siguro sa iba, hindi siguro sa inyo kasi I know you're very familiar with the internet and all the platforms sa virtual interview. So, pero kahit na familiar kayo, it's still important to prepare and do a technology test to see kung gagana ba yung ninyo internet, mabilis sakto ba yung bilis niya, hindi ba kayo maghahang, tapos magkakakitaan ba kayo, yung camera mo ba gumagana. So it's important. Number 2, choose your environment and your appearance. And then number 3 is practice.
Okay. So technology test, as Miss Mai said, lahat yan nagkakaproblema pag internet na ang usapan. So yung mga hindi mo na control like internet, or mamaya yung Zoom mo nagkaroon ng error, hindi mo controlled, so i-download mo ulit si Zoom. You always make sure na gumagana na sila before you open them. You have to try siguro once or twice before you enter your interview, your live interview. Another is ensure that microphone and video is working. How can you test that? Call someone, call a friend. Pwede mo i-testing two-way. Pag tanong mo siya in honest opinion, maayos ba yung mic ko, okay ba yung video ko, malabo ba? Another is have a contingency plan. If hindi gumana yung mga technologies na hawak mo like your laptop, your cellphone, or your iPad, or anything na hawak mong technology, always ask for siguro sa family members mo kung pwede sila makatulong pag nagkaroon ka ng problem sa If all else fails, don't be shy na i-ask sa iyong interviewer if we can reschedule it because there are a lot of factors na hindi mo control. Kaya
Sometimes it happens talaga na, Kasi lalo na yung sa branches namin, like, mahina yung signal, ganun. We understand naman kapag may mga ganong limitations na hindi naman control ni applicant.
Yes,
we just have to be honest. You call your interviewer, ma'am, I'm sorry, I can no longer connect to the internet. Pero still, it's good to prepare and do your technology test.
Do your best to connect. If nagawa mo na lahat, saka mo lang sabihin na if okay lang bang ma-reschedule. Kasi I have this applicant recently. He was in a province na mahina talaga ang signal, wala pa silang internet. So, we had to reschedule twice. Kasi nagkakaroon siya lagi ng internet
Kapon
connection.
lang yun no?
Yes, so...
That happened yesterday lang. So, yun. Ganun talaga, may mga restrictions din kasi. So, number 2, choose your environment and your appearance. So, you must limit or remove distractions. Kasi, syempre, first impressions last daw. Kung yung appearance mo doon sa video is merong mga dumadaan sa likod, may kumakahol na aso.
Yeah, usually
yung di ba? Usually yun yung problema. Although we understand din kasi minsan talagang pag virtual interview nasa bahay ka lang. So, minsan talaga merong distractions na hindi maiiwasan. Especially kung wala ka talagang space na ano lang yung sa'yo lang. So, talagang nagkakaroon. Pero benefit mo pa rin yung mga distractions at dapat maganda yung background mo. So, yun. I-set up mo ng maigi yung camera. Yun, kung pipili ka ng background kasi kung Zoom ang gagamitin niya, di ba? Meron din kayo.
Change yung background.
Yes, you can choose
make
the
sure lang
background.
dun sa mga applicants na galing students na fresh grad, make sure yung background nyo na ginagamit nyo sa classroom. Alam ko meron mga quirky kasi na applicants. Make sure yung background nyo is appropriate for the situation.
Yes.
Mamaya ang background nyo, bahay ni SpongeBob, mga ganun. Make sure
Anime.
na, palitan nyo agad siya before kayo haharap sa
Dapat professional
Yes,
pa din. Kasi impression yung binibuild mo dyan. A good impression. And then dress up properly. Dapat yung attire mo maayos. So, I'll be sharing this yung business professional attire and business casual attire examples. So, yun, kagaya nito, dapat yung hairstyle mo neat, professional, tapos yung dapat maayos yung hindi lukot, yung damit mo, yun, tapos business attire, tapos, pero pwede rin namang smart casual, kasi lalo na kung nasa bahay ka or nasa cafe ka, doon ka virtual interview, pwedeng naka-smart casual attire ka din or business casual attire. So, naka-polo shirt pag lalaki.
As long as appropriate yun sa situation, like an interview, you have to look appropriate. Kung kasi karamihan nakikita nyo siguro sa Facebook, may mga half lang yung appropriate nila. The rest, naka-pambahay, naka-short, naka-basketball pa, naka-chinelas. Make sure lang, gano'n na gagawin nyo. Make sure na hindi kayo tatay.
Tanyo, makita ang shorts mo.
Anyways,
and also dapat hindi siya makaka-affect sa confidence nyo. Kasi baka mamaya, nagma-mind setting ka nga na ini-interview ka, this is professional, and then naka-shorts ka, so baka hindi
Matawa ka sa sarili mo.
sa sarili mo yung focus mo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then third, for preparation is, of course,
practice. Yan. As I've said kanina, know the company and the job. Practice on your answers to possible questions. Video call a family or a friend. Know the company and the job. you're applying for a position, and make sure yung answers mo is appropriate on that position. Kumbaga, inline siya sa ina-applyan mo. Another is practice on your answers to possible questions. Yan ang sinasabi ko na huwag mong kakabisaduhin yung answers mo. Familiarize with them, and siguro pag binago nila yung question, you are confident na, okay, pinractice ko tong part na to. So alam ko kung paano sasagutin. Yung magandang answers dito. Usually kung sinasabi sa applicants ko na kabado, hindi kami nangangain ng tao. Treat us as someone who is your friend, your long-time friend, pero matagal kayong hindi nagkita. Just tell us a story about you, and that's it. Yan lang. And kaya video call a family or a friend, kung siguro international yan, practice speaking in English with them. Yeah.
Especially kung yung ina-applyan mo requires that.
Yes, international companies kasi i-require ka mag-English. So if you're not siguro well-versed in English, try video calling someone who speaks a lot of English. Kung may friends kayo, I know may friends kayo who speaks a lot of English. Okay, so going next.
Okay, so during the actual interview, we will also give you tips and tricks on how to do it. So make a good first impression by answering truthfully to the questions. So make good eye contact. Merong ganun mo. Kasi hindi mo nakikita, so paano mag-eye contact? So still make good eye contact by looking towards the camera rather than at the computer screen. Kasi kung sa computer screen, parang hindi mo kausap yung interviewer. So it may help to put a small photo right in front of the camera, yung bilog, para doon yung focus mo, yung mata mo.
Or kung medyo creative kayo, butasan nyo yung mata ng picture, ilagay nyo dun sa tapos doon kayo tumitig talaga.
Lagyan mo ng mata. So bahala na kayo. So mas maganda kasi yung parang ka talaga.
May tinititingin ka talaga.
Oo. Okay. So
yan. So please lang, for applicants kasi na marami akong applicants na nakakasalamuhan ganito, don't oversell yourself. I know you're trying to be confident, pero remember that if you're going to be hired, you'll have to prove everything you said in your interview. It's best to be honest about your skills so they have a clear picture of how you can contribute to the company. I have a lot of applicants kasi na nagsasabi sa akin ng gantong skills, gantong competencies nila. Pero once na nakapasok sila, they change. They changed a lot. So it affects their employment, and siguro it affects themselves, kaya bumabagsak yung mga confidence nila kasi nafa-frustrate sila.
Kasi may provisionary employment pa, remember that. So doon makikita talaga kung you were honest with what you presented during your application. So may mga background investigation pa yan. So believe us, talagang there's a way na malalaman talaga ni company kung ano talaga yung qualifications mo. So it's better talaga not to oversell yourself and to be truthful in answering questions.
And you'll be selling yourself, might as well be yourself. Nothing beats your true self, kasi pag nakita ni company sa'yo na ang totoong sarili mo is in line with their vision and yung mission and vision nila in line, and yung core values nila na nakikita nila sa totoong sarili mo, I'll bet you a lot magtatagal ka sa kanila. You'll stand out. Yun. It may sound na parang cheesy, lame advice, napaka-cliche. Pero it never beats, nothing beats being yourself.
Being unique.
Being unique.
Okay. Now we will share with you common interview questions that we give our applicants, and also tips and tricks on how to answer them.
Yeah. So, yung first question, usual question ko talaga to, yung tell me about yourself. Some people will, siguro nagugulat sa tanong. Ewan ko kung bakit nagugulat sa tanong na to. I always say, just tell me something about you. Pero for interviewing, for interviewers, ang gusto nila malaman is more about you, and siguro, katulad nito, ang sabi niya, when I'm not working, I like to spend time exploring with my dogs. That's his own hobbies. I like to take them hiking or even just walking around town. A surprising number of people love dogs and always enjoy talking with who I meet. So napakita niya dun na it's not just how he loved to walk his dogs, he also loves to interact with people. So sociable siya in short. He proved it by saying who he is. Yun, that's how
Saka
it.
sabi niya rin, I feel that communication is one of the most important aspects of my professional life. So hindi lang yung pinapakilala mo yung sarili mo, you are also connecting what you do with the qualifications or skills and competencies that you have. So it's important na masasabi mo sa interviewer na eto ako and then this is what I can do. Hindi lang siya limited sa pagpapakilala kung saan ka nakatira, ilan kayo sa pamilya, ganun. So always emphasize your skills, your qualifications in the questions, in the answers that you are giving. Kasi nga, di ba, Dan, yung parang pag nag-a-apply ka, it's like, parang nagbinibenta mo yung sarili mo. Ay, hindi naman sarili mo, no? Parang bang,
Yung skills
yung
mo.
skills mo.
Yeah,
your
the skills that you have.
qualifications. So,
And also, kasi, yung kaya tinatanong nila, tell me about yourself. Kasi alam na nila yung nasa resume, usually kasi kapatid, pamilya. Nasa resume na yan, who you are, kung a little bit of who you are. Go deeper. Yun lang.
Okay, so our next question is, why should we hire you? Parang pang Miss Universe ang tanong, no?
Medyo challenging. Ito, na fresh graduate ako. So,
Kasi kung titingnan mo siya, parang siya, parang ang simple lang ng tanong, pero pag inisip mo na, ang hirap pala nito. Okay, so kagaya dito, yung sagot niya, this is a good answer also. With 5 years experience working in the financial industry and my proven record of saving the company money, I could make a big difference in your company. I'm confident I would be a great addition to your team. Di ba, binabasa ko pa lang, parang wow, ang confident naman nito. Tapos na-prove niya na he worked in financial industry for 5 years. So talagang makikita mo doon na she already acquired skills na and qualifications, and also minention na niya na financial industry. So siguro kung ang ina-applyan mo is also a financial institution, this is a plus point already kasi sinabi mo na meron pang prior experience. And also makikita mo dito sa sagot niya yung confidence level niya ang taas.
And then, nakita niyo yung sinabi niya, she has proven a record of saving the company money. Paano kung ang sagot mo sa akin, I work efficiently? Sabi ko, sa tanongin kita, how? Siya kasi na-prove niya na, yun nga, in her past company, she has a record. So, edi, syempre, ang continue ko niyan, pag sinabi niyang she has a record, so, not just how, when. So, pag tinanong ko yung previous company niya, may sasagot talaga sa akin nun. Pero kung you're a fresh graduate, siguro, your previous mga organizations, yun, how did you help them save yung nila? Yung, alam ko, ang organizations may budgets eh. So, how did you help them become cost efficient?
Hindi kaya how did you contribute to that organization? You contributed your communication skills, ikaw yung prepare ng communications, correspondences.
Another is yung pag sumagot ka kasi ng hardworking, paano mo nasabing hardworking
Kasi
ka?
it's just an adjective.
It's an adjective. You have to say it na as a competency. Kumbaga, I was a hardworking member of that organization due to this yung mga ilista mo dun sa interviewer mo kung ano yung mga ginawa mo dun. What are your responsibilities? So pag nakita nila ang responsibilities mo stretches from the top management hanggang pinakababa ginagawa mo, that's hardworking. So pag adjective lang sinabi mo sa akin, talagang huhukayin ko yung reason mo kung bakit mo sinabi sa akin.
So in short, dapat may critical incident, may behavioral incident, may specifics yung may supporting kumbaga details. Okay, so next question is, why do you want to work here?
Napaka-challenge yan kasi mamaya pag sinagot mo lang sila na nag-send lang po kasi ako ng resume sa iba't ibang
companies po kayo, sinendan ko.
Pag tinanong kita, so pangilan ako sumagot sa'yo. Pag panlima po, then I'll think na nag so, naghanap siya ng work. Okay.
Kasi it's also narong match eh. Hindi lang yung actually si employer yung naghahanap ng match doon sa applicant. You also as an applicant, you are, kumbaga mina-match mo yung sarili mo, yung qualifications mo doon sa
Company na yun.
company requirements.
Yan, katulad ng sinabi niya, I've selected key companies whose mission statements are in line with my values, where I know I could be excited about what the company does, and this company is very high on my list of desirable choices. Sige, kunwari ako, nung tinanong ako niyan ni Miss Mai na nag-apply ako dito, ako kasi anak ako ng pulis, so I told her na gusto kong makatulong sa kapwa ko anak ng pulis na naghahanap ng mga trabaho or mga ganong part. Kumbaga yung heart ko na naiintindihan ko kasi yung situation ng mga katulad ko na anak ng sundalo, anak ng pulis.
Na natulungan ni AMWSLAI.
Natulungan ni AMWSLAI. So I also want to do my part. Kumbaga.
So next and last question, last na ba to? Ay, therefore, what are your weaknesses? Medyo mahirap din sagutin to kasi syempre ang hirap aminin kung ano yung...
Gusto mo ibenta sarili mo, huwag mo sasabihin yung weakness mo, sasabihin sa'yo. Pero
so this is a good answer. I'm always working on improving my communication skills to be a more effective presenter. I recently joined the Toastmasters, which I find very helpful. So yun, okay lang naman yun sabihin ninyo kasi we acknowledge that kasi lalo na kayo kung fresh graduates kayo, talagang we don't expect na you already know everything. Talagang meron kayong kailangan pang i-improve. So, you should be honest in saying na ito yung weaknesses ko, pero you should also mention what you did to improve on your weaknesses. Kagaya nung dito sa sagot niya.
Sa kasi namin sa business namin, accepted namin na ang mga fresh grads hindi pa ganun ka solid ang knowledge in corporate world. So ang tatanong namin kung pag tinanong namin kung anong weakness nila, yung acceptance lang na gusto nilang mag-improve, yun yung inaalam namin. Kung which part are they accepting na I need to improve on these parts. Yun lang naman.
Okay, last question. What is your salary expectation? Ang hirap.
Yan yung mahirap sagutin sa inyo.
Ano na to? Amount. So, yun, kung hirap ka financially, di ba? Parang gusto mo, kahit ang fresh grad ka, 25,000,
pero at the same time, ayaw mo magmukhang pera.
Oo.
Yun,
so, medyo challenging yung pagbabalanse nito. So, ito yung sagot, pwedeng maging sagot. This is a good answer. I'm sure when the time comes, we can agree on a reasonable amount. In what range do you typically pay someone with my background? Pwedeng hindi ka muna magbigay ng figures, pero sasabihin mo na, this is what I can offer. So, ano sa tingin ninyo, ma'am,
for example, lang din, para ka nagbibid. You're bidding for your skills. So, sabihin natin, me as a fresh graduate, I bid myself at, let's say, the minimum. Pero nung sinabi ko kasing I have this license, which is a psychometrician, I raised my bidding to from 13 to 13.5. Sabi nila, sige, but you're a fresh graduate, okay lang ba kung simulan natin sa simula, then prove to us that you're worth of that amount. Yun.
Kasi
so, parang
probationary employment pa, again. Oo. So, pag nakita naman ni employer na maganda yung performance mo and you already talagang nag-manifest sa'yo yung sinasabi mong license ka, nagamit mo talaga sa trabaho, of course, hindi mag-hesitate si company to give you a higher pay.
Lalo na sa, namin, sa business namin, we are not afraid to invest in people kasi dito ang tenure umaabot ng longer than
20 years.
Matanda pa sa akin. Yung buhay ko, mas matanda siya sa AMWSLAI. Tenure niya, mas matanda pa siya sa akin. Literally. Yun. So, sige. So, next
so
is...
it.
Always end it with whatever result.
Be
grateful. Yan. You should always be grateful. Kasi if you don't pass that interview, you treat it as a learning experience. It's a learning opportunity to do better in the future.
Kasi ako nga, lagi kong sinasabi kila Dan, walang sayang na experience. Kung sa tingin mo man nag-fail ka during the interview, you can always consider it as a learning experience. Marami ka pa rin mapupulot doon sa experience na yon, wherein sa susunod, you can do better na yun.
Lagi mong balikan. Take
Balikan
notes
mo,
of
oo.
those, siguro, saan ako nagkamali? Or baka hindi kasi sila align sa akin, kaya siguro hindi ako tanggap. Or kung okay naman siguro sila, pero bakit yung mga sagot ko yata parang hindi okay. Review it. That's why you practice and you go back at it again. Kahit gaano karami pa yan. I've been to a lot of interviews during my time. So, alam ko yung feeling ng reject. Pero eventually, I was accepted in where. Agalay naman
May
siya.
best practice din pala dyan. You can also, if you have the time, you can also send an email to the company where you applied na a thank you letter or thank you note saying na you are grateful for the opportunity na binigay sa inyo. That will definitely make a good impression. Kasi kung hindi man kayo natanggap doon, malay nyo, word of mouth, mga sabi nila, nag-background din or something. Diba? Kasi it's a small world. Pag nalaman na ganyan yung character ninyo, that's...
you provide common courtesy. And also, siguro, for my point, you can ask an interviewer at the end of your interview, if ever po hindi ako ma-hire, bakit po? Siguro it's a sensitive topic, pero we have to face realities.
For feedback.
Yes, for feedback. Wala namang masama mag-ask ng feedback. And dapat pag nag-ask ka ng feedback, dapat open ka dun sa feedback na yun. Not just you ask them for that feedback. Dapat you improve on it. Yan na lang.
And stay true to yourself. Always put your best foot forward and show why you're a great person to work with.
Kaya sinasabi namin, magpakatotoo ka. Kasi kung magustuhan nila yung totoong sarili mo, mas madali ang pagtatrabaho.
Yes.
So kung nakikita ni Miss May sa akin araw-araw, that's who I am. Yeah.
Okay, joke lang. Okay.
So yun.
We invite you to apply.
So punta na lang kayo sa aming career site. It's www.jobs180.com/AMWSLAI. So just go to our website. We have our job vacancies right now. We are currently hiring for accountants here in our head office. Membership associate, we are hiring for Metro Manila and the provincial branches. Kung na-interested man sa inyo bumalik sa... may relatives kayo. We're open
sa
for...
Sa Villamor and also
Villamor, BGC, and sa North. Meron ako sa mga North part of Luzon. Yan. So, internal auditors, yan, mga accountancy. Hello. Hi guys. Yan. Open kami. Quality Assurance Associate, Programmer, Database Administrator, and IT Support Associate. Yan. So, hi IT, hi accountants. Hi din pala mga business grads.
Magagaling ang mga yan, lalo na yung mga taga-NCBA.
Lahat naman sila. Meron kami ditong right now na employee. I'm very proud of her.
Yes.
Yun. So, I think that's it. So yun pala kung if you're interested sa company namin, marami kasing basic salary lang ang tinitingnan. And since we're an old company, we know how to invest in people. So we invest in them by providing them pag na-hire. Yung mga accountants namin, yung mga membership associates namin, we provide them such compensation and benefits na sabihin natin health card, yung mga HMO.
Na ang hirap tanggihan.
Mahirap tanggihan na medyo madami siya. So
HMO, with
dependents, tapos uniform allowance. Katulad ngayon, naka-uniform kami.
Educational
allowance kung gusto yung mag-aral after ng college.
Kasi we encourage further development para sa career.
Si Miss Myra ngayon, may masters. Ako, nagma-masters ako currently. And what else? Since matandang company, ang retirement package namin is well-built na. So,
matanda.
Relate
naman ako.
Yung company lang, hindi si Miss May. Yun. So, okay. So, I think yung iba, siguro share na lang namin sa inyo kung mag-apply kayo.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Gracias. Good. And I think that's it for our presentation. So si Miss Joyce. Hi, Miss Joyce.
Sorry, medyo napahaba yan.
Napahaba kami. Hello.
All right, so thank you so much, Miss Myra and Sir Dan, for discussing virtual interviews or interview tips. So for our audience, NCBA, AMSLAI is our last speaker. So baka you have questions since napapanahon or very relevant po no yung topic, especially you will be having your virtual job fair, career fair on May 6. So if you have questions, now is the time to ask. So the floor is now open for questions. So let me know if you have questions lang. Please post your questions on the comment section. All right. So while waiting for the questions, Miss Myra and Sir Dan, I'll be asking questions na lang po muna
Okay.
habang nag-ready ang audience natin. So I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Sige lang.
All right, ma'am. Sir, let me know po if I have to repeat the question para mas marinig po. Okay.
Sige.
So first question, Miss, Sir. Kanina na pag-usapan natin yung health benefits, no, yung mga benefits na nakukuha ng mga applicants from the company. So aside from the monetary benefits or salary po, are the applicants now this pandemic po are more curious and negotiating about health benefits they can get po from the company? For AMSLAI po ba, ano po yung ano nyo, sir, ma'am?
Okay. During the pandemic kasi, we had this alternative work arrangements.
Mhm.
So, we had the work from home and we also applied yung mga leaves. Kasi we understand na talagang that time, actually kahit naman ngayon, talagang mahirap kapag nagkasakit ka, especially
Mhm.
with COVID-19. So, we really provide yung mga ganung klaseng benefits for our employees. Yung leaves, tapos also yung pag-work from home for safety precautions also, para syempre hindi ka exposed pagpasok sa office.
And another is health benefits, meaning providing siguro extra protection from the virus and other
We are provided with
diseases.
vitamins
And
also.
alos every week nagbibigay sila ng vitamins for every week. And anong tawag dito?
Yung sa sasakyan.
Sa sasakyan.
Also, our employees were provided with service.
And yung recently we had our what do you call this?
Yung
vaccination ng flu. Aside pa sa
actually kami yung
actual
pinakauna doon sa COVID-19 vaccine talaga. Kasi we're very concerned with our employees. Naghanap talaga kami ng way para makapagbigay kaagad. And we are proud to say na talagang all of our employees are fully vaccinated and with boosters already.
And then naman, choice din naman ng employees. Ano kung hindi talaga nila we give them the freedom na hindi. Pero almost of our a big portion of our company has already been vaccinated. Yeah. We provided knowledge din kasi para dun sa vaccine. Kaya nakatulong siya.
All right. So thank you so much, Miss Myra and Sir Dan, for answering that question.
Okay,
so another question po is when to follow up for feedback and interview result. Kasi usually po, we all know na may mga HR na dated to, sabihin, we'll call you after the interview, pero wala may receive si applicant na leads to naghihintay, diba? Tinatanong, bakit hindi ka pa nag-apply? Kasi sabi po nung last interviewer ko, hintayin ko daw yung tawag. Lumipas na isang taon, hinihintay pa rin yung tawag ng HR. So, opo, ano po ba yung timeline? When is the best time to ask for a feedback or follow-up po sa result ng interview?
For me, usually kasi I have this rule na pag kailangan kong balikan ng isang applicant within 3 days. So, 3 to 5 days. Maximum 5 days. Pag hindi pa rin sila sumagot, follow up ka ng 3 days. After 5 days, wala pa rin silang feedback. Consider it as wala na siya. Yun na lang. You have to move on. Kasi you just wasted your resources sa pag-follow up sa kanila, which is they showed naman na parang ayaw nila sa'yo. Yan. So most probably rin pag binalikan kanila after 1 week, 2 weeks, ibig sabihin interested talaga sila sa or nag-search lang sila ng comparison. Then at the end of that application, ikaw yung napili nila. Always be open for opportunity. So ano lang naman. Pero ang rule ko, pag hindi sila nagsalita in 3 to 5 days,
Si employer.
yes, employer, move on. You can move on naman.
Alright. So, move on din pag may time.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Ayan. So, no to ghosting and yes to moving on. Alright. So, ayan ang ating mantra for the applicants. So, next question po is, which leads to my next question pala. So, what are the tips and advice you can give po to these applicants who keeps getting rejection multiple times po for the positions they are applying. So, meron mga pinanghihinaan ng loob kasi they feel na they are not good enough, they don't have the right skills, etc. po, no?
Okay.
Actually, just like what we have mentioned kanina, you should not stop in improving yourself. Don't consider yung parang failures mo in the past na interviews na don't let it define who you are. Yun. So, wag lang kayong panghinaan ng loob. Ituloy-tuloy nyo lang yung pag-a-apply. Pero at the same time, you should examine your past experiences during the interviews. Kasi you should learn from it. Oo, yun.
Meron kasi akong experiences din dati. I was rejected like 5 times in 2 weeks nung nag-apply pa lang ako for my work. It's no joke na feeling, pero nung naisip ko na maybe the universe has another plan for me. Then parang a month later, napasok na ako sa first job ko. Then tuloy-tuloy hanggang nakarating na ako dito kay AMWSLAI, which I've been here for ilang years na rin. So there's always this moment na baka hindi ka kasi bumagay dun, baka maging miserable ka lang dun. Pag pinilit mo, you might
Talagang hindi
not,
para sa'yo.
hindi para sa'yo. Huwag mong pipilitin mo, masasaktan ka lang. Yan, at the end of the day. Hindi po hugot yun. Talagang it's an experience.
Kasi may mga stories po talaga yung mga applicants na akala natin hindi totoo, no, pero meron po pala talagang mga applicants na talagang yung rejections nila sa mga ina-applyan ay may ganun po pala talagang kwento. So, ayan. So, yun nga, katulad ng sinabi ni Sir Dan, baka hindi para sa inyo yung position na ina-applyan nyo na it's about time to look for another, di ba? Another position, another job, and another opportunity na baka pwede para sa inyo. So, thank you so much, Sir Dan. Talagang experience yan daw na Sir Dan, no? So, next question po. Thank you. Ito. Madalas po itong ina-ask ng mga students po na why are interviewers daw asking questions not related to the job offered po?
To be honest, di ako nagtatanong ng ganong questions. Yung mga hindi related sa questions, I'm looking at your reaction. Kung paano ka magre-react. Meron kasi ako mga galing na ganitong ganitong mga backgrounds. Kunwari nagbebenta siya dati ng sasakyan. Parang sasabihin ko lang, out of curiosity, magkano yung ganito? Kasi tinetesting ko sila on their customer service, most probably. Or pag tinanong ko, maganda ba yung gantong sasakyan? Kasi tinitignan ko yung patients. Usually kasi customer service talaga titignan ko. Madami akong chinecheck ko yan. Tapos pag kunwari nagtanong ako sa'yo ng siguro gantong kakaibang question na anong paborito mong pagkain? Ganto. Or saan ka allergic? It means na baka yung mga makakasama niya in their unit mahilig kasi sa gantong, mo-order sila every other week ng gantong food, baka mamaya allergic pala siya, and baka ikapahamak niya pa. Or,
And may I add to that, pwede rin yung tendencies nyo, chine-check din. Like, for example, ako minsan nagtatanong ako kung about your family, o sinong closest friend mo, o what do you do, anong usual activities nyo to bond. Doon makikita kasi yung tendencies nyo na, ano pala to, ano siya, close siya sa family niya, so talagang yung ties niya strong. So yung tendencies niya na siguro yung values
With
niya
her
strong
coworker,
with her coworkers.
she can build that relation.
Oo,
He or
yung
she can
interpersonal
build that
relationship is also strong.
So,
Also with his friends, yung ganon.
yung kung paano niya i-value that relationship. Lalo na dito sa amin kasi, we value relationships with our coworkers. We treat them as much as we treat our family. Kasi kung si AMWSLAI nga, itatrato niyang yung pamilya mo. Bakit hindi mo itrato si AMWSLAI na parang pamilya mo?
Siyempre kasi magtatagal ka sa office.
Most of the time, dito
most of the time nasa office ka. So, yung interpersonal relationship is also checked during the interview.
So that means
By asking
asking
questions na
silly. They called it silly questions kasi na-weirdan yung mga applicants ko on that kind of questions.
Yes.
Out of pati love life, tinatanong, ganon.
Pero we also say na if you don't mind.
Oh, if you don't mind, syempre.
share
With
your
your consent.
boyfriend,
Oh, consent.
So, yes po. So, and of course, maybe the interviewers po would like to know how fast we can switch po from one subject to another. And I think most of the irrelevant questions are personality determining questions po, as you've mentioned na rin, ano, na you want to understand po about us as a person and not just as an employee lang, no. So thank you so much. Same question, I think, from Miss Kirill Pigar. May question po tayo from the audience. So, how to answer or handle out of the box question. So, parang pinag-uusapan lang po natin. So, ito naman po, how to answer or handle out of the box question.
Answer truthfully. Start with it. Answer truthfully. Kasi kung kung out of the box yung question, siguro answer it as truthfully as you can, yung babagay sa'yo. Kasi pag hindi nila tinanggap yung question mo, baka hindi sila bagay sa'yo. Out of the box question, wait, I'll think about one of the out of the box question na tinatanong sa akin. What if you were compared to a utensil in the kitchen? I was answered that before. I answered truthfully, kutsara po ako. Kutsara. Kasi that's what thinking ko lang utensil eh. Kutsara po ako. Nang tinanong ko why, because I eat a lot. And that's why I compared myself to a spoon. Kutsara. Yun. So, answer as
sometimes it's a personality test also.
Oh, it's also a personality test. Isa yung cocology nung sinabi sa akin because it's a cocology. That's why I answered truthfully. Pero sa cocology kasi it's not 100% always. So hindi nila pwedeng gamitin yun as you as 100%. Ako nung tinanong ako nun, ang natandaan ko lang sa pagkainan, mahilig akong kumain. Kaya ako yung kutsara kasi mas madaling kumain ng kanin pag kutsara ang gamit. Yun. So that's why I associated myself with a spoon. Yun. So just answer is truthful. Yan lang.
All right. So thank you so much, Ms. Myra and Sir Dan. I think no more questions from the audience. So before you proceed backstage po, final words po for the graduating students.
Good luck and make sure na you graduate. Kasi after you graduate and maghanap kayo punta kayo sa amin. Yan ang favorite namin, mga fresh grads, kasi we like building people from their foundation up to their siguro kung ano sila ngayon. Kaya yun, welcome kayo sa amin. So
that's proof talaga yung retention rate namin mataas.
Yeah.
We stay here talaga in AMWSLAI.
From start to end, yun. Yun lang. Thank you again, NCBA and Jobs 180
for this opportunity.
And wow,
alright, so
ganyan.
Thank you so much, Ms. Myra, Sir Dan. So before you go backstage, let me read po the certificate from NCBA, so the National College of Business and Arts Guidance and Counseling, together with jobs180.com. The certificate of appreciation is presented to Ms. Myra, Nalda, and Sir Dan Martin Berania for imparting their valuable insights and experiences during our pre-employment webinar for our graduating college students AY 2021 to 2022 with the theme The New Age of Career Possibilities Being the Best You given this 29th day of April 2022, signed by Mrs. Nympha C. Robert, RGC Guidance Counselor from NCBA Cubao, Mr. Kim Chua, Managing Director from Jobs180.com, and Mrs. Marie-Flor M. Uber MBA, AVP for Marketing, Placement and Linkages, and Registrar NCBA Cubao and Taytay. So thank you so much, Miss
Thank
Myra and Sir
you.
Dan.
Thank
So
you.
we hope to have you on our next set of webinars. Po. Thank you so much for sharing your
Yeah.
time and your
Thank you, Miss
expertise,
Joyce.
ma'am, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, so there you have it, guys. So to officially close our program, may we invite Mrs. Marie Flor M. Uber, MBA, Assistant VP for Marketing and Linkages, and CBA Registrar from Cubao and Taytay Campus for the closing remarks.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is our second year doing this with Jobs 180.com, and we're very delighted that we could share this opportunity to every one of our students. I'm sure it's not just the students that's viewing this, including their family in the background, because we are still in this virtual new world right now of communication and webinars. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone that participated and made this possible. This is not an overnight just presentation. This is a collaboration of almost a month of preparation. And so Sir Kim Chua's company, Jobs180.com, together with Ma'am Joyce Katakutan. Thank you so much for hosting this opportunity for us. As always, every year we pick up a lot of pointers, and later I will make mention that. So, Sir Kim gave us a roadmap of how it is out there to develop your skills and to compete with the new trending of getting job placements. And we have to give our best foot forward in this trending of career development. I would also like to thank the speakers. We have one other than Sir Kim. We have Mom Sigrid Shun earlier of MPTC. And then we also had Darla Marie Galian of Transcom company. I suppose it's a BPO company. Myra Nalda of AMWSLAI, and Dan Martin Berania. I hope I mentioned it right. Thank you so much for this valuable insights that you gave our students and faculty. And even if I learned a lot from knowing how the outside world now is accepting new graduates. And this is really valuable for everyone because we are never too old to adjust. And who knows, even senior citizens now need to get a job elsewhere. I suppose other countries there's no age limit anymore in accepting new applicants for jobs. And there's no such thing now as a job from when you're 21 until you retire. The new trending now is evolution. Sometimes you stay in a job, the longest is 7 years, and then it's not only the job that closes or that you move on, but even companies move on and merges and evolve into a bigger company. So all of us need a lot of skills to develop, and there's no such thing as an age limit to this. So I would like to give several pointers just to close. And one is to the preparation and quality of deliverance is very important, as Sir Kim mentioned. So your resume need to be well equipped, well versed, and like now new trending, you have to know how to do it. Some partial virtual. Presentations and showing confidence when you do your presentation and when you do your virtual. Kaya nga, sinasuggest ni Sir Kim to practice. Parang, now I realize that we are like actors, okay, on our own rights now. Even I have to sort of practice siguro mga 100 times bago mag-deliver ako ng virtual messages. And lately, I've been getting that. So background is very important nowadays. It says a lot about yourself and what your messages are. Uh, be flexible and knowledgeable about the trending of the technology, which this one I myself is really evolving in this, despite my position and my background. With this pandemic, we learned how to be very resourceful, and and I had to I have to take on the fear of being in the limelight, because unfortunately this is the only way that most of our communication is done through virtual. What's good is that sometimes you can edit, unlike the face to face when you're on stage. So that's the good thing about this new technology and our new world right now. Most importantly, also, that you articulate yourselves in English very well. Why do I say this? Because we have one speaker here who's a BPO company, or a lot of other companies that we are linked with are BPOs. And unfortunately, the reality is that BPOs is international, and you have to learn how to articulate yourself, including accents. So I understand that some of our students might have difficulties in this, but in our last accreditation, we emphasize that we have to learn to communicate and articulate, think in English. This is not being non-nationalistic, okay? This is just the reality of the world right now. And our last speakers, Ma'am Myra and Sir Dan, sabi nga nila, it's not always virtual also when they start interviewing you. It's also sometimes telephone. And telephone technology is still in existence, despite the fact that we have this virtual technology. Hindi lagi lahat web. So you have to be very, very articulate in your speech, in your conversation, and your motion of deliverance in English. Kasi unfortunately, they want, and I noticed this when I was abroad, that sometimes when I call customer service to different companies and I have a different accent person on the other line, I have difficulties and I hung up. So missed opportunities for those people who have those kind of, uh, communicative trend. So let's try to be open-minded about this, okay? And then so you practice, practice, practice. And good thing now with this new technology, sabi nga ni Sir Chua, you get your virtual gadgets and act like as if you are an actor, and cut and edit yourself several times. And then another pointers is, and more importantly, is the attitude. And I'm sure all of our speakers have mentioned this, the attitude of openness, open-mindedness. Be willing to accept the challenges of the task, okay, regardless of whether you're new or old, or actually trying to sabihin nyo, oh, next week or next year, magre-retire na naman ako. You never know what or who what you're going to become after your retirement also. In here in the Philippines, it's a trending that, you have 20 plus years, or when you're 60 years old, you're thinking about retiring from a company. Well, but then you move on. You just, if your life is still existing, you move on to another maybe career, or maybe another, maybe go into business. And so you have to make sure that your open mindedness into the task that is given to you by the company. The more knowledgeable you are, the more about different aspects of the company, especially if it's a good company that you get employed with, you become more valuable to that company. And so you move, your acceleration of position gets accelerated faster. And it all boils down to attitude. Okay, a lot of us had forgotten that when a boss gives you more task, it's not just because unloading it from them. It's also watching you develop to see how you can handle, how much workload you can handle, because in real life there's a lot of workload. It's not just in companies, in your own, let's say for instance, if you become a businesswoman, there's a workload, a lot of different workloads. And sometimes it's multitasking, so you need to develop the skill. Don't think of the task. Think of the skill that you will develop and be programmed to understand. Parang nilalawakan niya ang minds natin, ang ating how do you say that, our limits to ourselves. And the more people have more limit and no limits, the better you are in this reality of our new world. And then also we tasked about money. Money is not everything in life, and I want to explain that, and how they say that. If I have more time, which we don't have time anymore, and I thank everyone for waiting and extending their time to watch us, is that everything in life is not always in terms of money. Okay, it might seem like that when you're younger, and I always like kind of have a big smile when people, or younger generation, especially like my OJTs or the young students that I interact with, and I see them, how they manage their life. It's always, even my own family, they always quantify their quality of, or their motion of work through money. Well, let me tell you this, okay? Me being an employer too, if that is the only thing, and I can see that, it translates na amoy ng mga tao yan, especially if you're in a higher position and trying to employ younger people, na that they are ambitious, and we want ambition. But when it comes to ambition and money equated, and you have no how do you say that, no ability yet, experience yet, I get turned off. I see here that this person will just be with me for 2 weeks, or whatever money that I have to pay her or him, nandyan lang yan. Kasi yun ang motivation nyo, money. Unfortunately, those that are successful in life, that's not what they're looking for in their staff. Okay? However, if you develop the skill of integrity and diligence, okay, irregardless whether just 1 week or 2 weeks ka, Pag nakikita ng employer you have integrity, you're hardworking, and you don't look into the time, or you are diligent, meaning masinop ka, maayos ka, and they will it will be to your advantage. And mind you, money will follow later. Money will follow, and you just don't know how long that money, what they call this, your simple skills that you have developed and innate sa inyo will lead you to a very, very fruitful life. Fruitful. Aspire to be fruitful rather than rich. Okay? Rich in the positive way. Rich in life, rich in everything is good. Okay? Money, because later on people and companies will see that you have this integrity and diligence, then they will trust you. And mind you, sometimes this big companies and high managerial positions, or even top management or owners, if they see that in their staffings, then they tend to how do you say that, refer you in any many other ways, not just in one aspect of profession or business. In many other ways they will refer you because they know that they can trust you and you will not fail them if they refer you. So always have that goal that eventually people will refer you when you start your job, irregardless of whether you're just thinking it's just 1 month or 2 months. Do the best you can in anything that you get into, because you'll never know, and develop that skills, open-mindedness, irregardless of what happens in your personal life. Always think that this is going to be your anchor in your professional life. So I would like to close on this. No one becomes a millionaire or a billionaire now. We have billionaires now all over the world overnight. So no one becomes a millionaire and billionaire overnight. And even them, okay, even billionaires and millionaires will say to you that it wasn't easy for them they from where they started. So let's just keep that in mind. And if we become one in the future with no efforts, that might even be a questionable, um, how do you say that, platform. How did you become one? Okay, how did you become a millionaire and a billionaire overnight? So always think about that. Siguro may nakikita tayo ngayon. Malapit ng eleksyon. Maraming ganon. But let's not follow that trending. Okay? We're talking about lives here. We're talking about family. We're talking about the world, the future of the world. You are the future of the world, you young people. So I think formation, sinasabi nga ni Sir Dan, nasa formation, gusto nila ang mga bago kasi na-form nila into the real world and the deliverance of good people out there, become good leaders. So it takes time. Some gets there not alone. Definitely, we do not get into where we are alone. Okay? So be mindful of the people who you walk with in life. Take care of them and make sure that it isn't just conforming with them, even if they're doing wrong. You must, if you know what is right, try to inculcate with them the righteous virtues. And that goes with the our community in NCBA. One of our mission vision is to develop God loving, okay, righteous people. And if and sometimes the right are already altered in this world, So let's go back to our basic. Okay, what is right and what is wrong? The ultimate is don't do unto others what you don't want others to do to you, and that's universal, and for 2,000 years that has been inculcated in any platform of spirituality. So with that also, I would like to remind our students and all of our partners that we do have in NCBA a core value. We have commitment, we have integrity, we're supposed to have service to all, and accountability. So we inculcate that in your formation here in NCBA. So as those that are exiting us in NCBA, I hope this 4 years of your tenure here in our campus had made it meaningful. You are actually an exemplar of the new trending, the new world now. So we are anxious to find out, in a few years as alumni of NCBA, where you are and how you are doing. So, with that, Sir Chua, thank you once again for being a partner with us and all of our staff. All of the, I would like to also congratulate and thank you for Ma'am Nympha and our guidance counselor's office, the staff, our faculty, and I'm sure it's not just the students here that are with us, but also their families. That being the benefit of virtual. Now, as we overtime, we have not much time every time we do this webinar. But I really appreciate your taking the time to listen to me, if you are still listening to me. And good afternoon to everyone. Have a safe and fun filled life. And soon we will be going back to normal, maybe campus. We will be back in campus. So hopefully everyone is healthy, and I, for one, is an advocate for education and degrees, because that really is what most people are looking for, virtual or in print, is not only in degree in skills. You may be very articulate in saying anything, but you're not qualified because the qualification is in print. You have to have a degree. So try to aspire and not just stop in one degree. Okay, so if you can inculcate work and studies at the same time, then I salute you. But don't stop educating yourself. And thank you very much, Sir Chua and company and everyone, for educating us. Good afternoon.
All right, so thank you so much, Miss Mary Floor. Uber. So thank you so much, ma'am, for lending your time and for that words of wisdom and encouragement, and for that pointers and checklist that we need to look into. So thank you so much, ma'am, for trusting Jobs 180 to power your events for the session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ingat po. All right. So there you have it, guys. Thank you, everyone. We are done with the talk proper and successfully tackled all the topics assigned for today's session. So please do not forget to evaluate this event. Again, the evaluation will serve as your attendance for today's session. So the link is flashed on your screen and is also available now at the comment section. So please do evaluate. I think the evaluation is only up until um, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. today. All right, so please evaluate now, fill out the G forms, and we would like to thank each one of you guys for staying all throughout the event. We hope that the webinar helps you be prepared in the world of work, and you hear it from our speakers, and especially to Miss Mary Flor. Lahat ng words of encouragement na yan with thumbs. I hope I hope matandaan ninyo. So thank you so much. We would like to thank NCBA, especially Ms. Nympha Robert, for collaborating with Jobs 180. Thank you so much, ma'am. We would like to thank also our sponsors for today's session. And for more career opportunities, you may visit www.jobs180.com. And again, if you're interested to apply at Jobs 180, we are hiring for customer support officer and IT officer for full-time positions. Please submit your resume link at jobs180.com/jobs180, or you may email us at info@jobs180.com. Please watch out for the next set of webinars we are going to host for. Please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed, and you are welcome, guys, to join in on those sessions too. So the program has finally concluded. This is your host, Joyce Katakutan. We will see you soon and have a great afternoon. Ingat, everyone!
We're proud that we are born. We will sail through the rain and sunshine. Sing and sing, the world will hear the name we hold so very dear. NCBA, my name shall ever live. My fame and greatness forever. Shine, shine as a brilliant star. Shine brightly evermore. The light shall never become dim. We will stand beside His land. NCBA, NCBA, my name shall never stay. Let's stand in land, we're proud that we are born. We will sail through the rain and sunshine. Sing and sing, the world will hear the name we hold so very dear. NCBA, my name shall never live. My fame and greatness forever. Shine, shine as a brilliant star. Shine brightly evermore. And your light shall never become dim. We will stand beside His land. NCBA, NCBA, my name shall never stay. Hooray!
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.